Hey, cuties. Thanks for joining me on this Saturday morning for me, afternoon for some of you. Hey. All right, guys. Let me get this together, child. Okay. We are live. Let me say some quick good mornings to everyone. Hello, Demita Joe. Good afternoon to you. Hello, Elise. Elise says, hello, Chit Chat. I love your channel. I am getting very educated by listening to your channel. It brings back memories, good and bad, and it makes me grateful. Oh, Alice. I don't know why I said Elise. We have another person that spells their name similar. Alice, the bad memories, we want them to go head on somewhere. But I'm so glad that you're here. I am so glad that it's bringing back memories and that you're getting educated. Good morning to you. Thank you so much for that. Good morning, Robin. Now we have Demita and Robin that are Cutie Crew members. Cutie Crew, we have our members only this evening. We have a $25 trivia question. But thank you for joining me. Hey, Gloria, Cutie Crew member. Good afternoon, Rose, Cutie Crew member. Rose is not a Cutie Crew member. I'm sorry. Gloria is. Baby Girl is. Hey, Baby Girl, Cutie Crew member. Hello, Shannon. Hello, A Queen's Tea with Gigi. Thanks for joining me. Trending. Hey, Trending. Good afternoon, morning. Hey, TK. LaDawn. Hey, LaDawn. What's going on, sis? We got the sophisticated Veronica Monroe in the house. Hey, Veronica. Hello, Choice Designs. Choice, I hope you got my message from last week. I did not see you in members only. I missed your super chat. I am so very sorry. Thank you so much for that. Thank you for sharing your story on Trending's channel. Amazing story. Amazing. Thank you so much, Choice, for joining me. Choice is also a Cutie Crew member. Trending Cutie Crew member. LaDawn Cutie Crew member. Good evening, Jessie. Hey, Karma Girl, Cutie Crew member. May, Cutie Crew member. Hey, Braylon. What's up, bro? Hope you're doing well. We got somebody's mama. Hey, somebody's mama. Lovely Purple Heart. Thanks for joining me. Butterfly Kisses, Cutie Crew member. Thanks for joining me. We got my sis Pink Diva in the house. Hey, sis. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for modding as well. Nonika, thanks for joining me. Miss Linda, Drea, good morning. Red Ann, hey, sis. Hope you're doing well. Hello, Patricia. Good morning to you as well. Thank you. I hope you have a blessed weekend as well. Hey, Deshonda. Deshonda is also a Cutie Crew member. Deshonda dropped some tea in that live from the other night. Thank you, Deshonda. Hello, Elizabeth. Hello, Gigi, Cutie Crew member. Cynthia, good afternoon. Brittany, hello. Happy Saturday to you as well. All right, we got Darcille, Peggy Jones, Demi W, Cutie Crew member. Hey, Demi. Cute profile pic. Hey, Demi. Let's see. Crystal, good morning. Louisiana Chick in the house. Hey, Louisiana Chick. Titi, thanks for joining me, Titi. You getting your nails done, but got that notification and said, hold up. I know that's right. Thanks for joining me, Titi. Yes, guys, if you do not have your notification set, please make sure to go ahead and Hit that notification bell. That way you will be just like Titi. You will get that notification that we are live. All right, Margot from Canada. Hopefully you're from Canada. Hopefully that's not your last name, but thanks for joining me. Hey, Dee Dee, Cutie crew member. Happy Saturday. Hey, DG. Hey, Gracie Moss, Cutie crew member. You getting ready to go kayaking? OMG. Have fun. I kayaked in the Bahamas and I'll never do it again. Actually, it was pretty fun, pretty safe, but my sister flipped off of a raft. I guess that's what it's called in Jamaica, and that scared me. So I think I'm done with those water activities. I also flipped over a jet ski with my soon-to-be ex-husband in Mexico. So I think I had enough. But have fun, be safe, be safe. All right, let's see. Let me scroll down. If I missed anybody, I'm sorry. Kimberly, thanks for joining me. Chi-Town in the house representing. Hey, Cricket. Good afternoon, Cutie crew member. Yvonne, thanks for joining me. All right, you are welcome. I'm sorry. Thank you again, Choice Designs. Hey, Sherms, Tanisha Breedlove, Cutie crew member Michelle Walters. Cutie crew, don't let me forget. I want to share a video that Pink Diva sent me that was powerful this morning. Shout out to Bev as well. Bev sends me motivational prayer post every morning on Instagram, and I really appreciate her. She makes my morning. She really, really does. It sets the tone for my day. But all right, let's get down. Hey, who said that? Cutie crew member Liddell. Good afternoon. We got the Good Bad Apple. Hey, Good Bad Apple. Demi WB. Square Biz in the house. All right, Sweet Lady Cook. Cutie crew member, thanks for joining me. Tanisha. All right, we're getting down to the bottom, guys, so we can get started with this live. Let's see. Demi WCRL from South Carolina. Thanks for joining me, CRL. Good afternoon, Tanisha. Good afternoon. All right. I'm scrolling. Hey, Flory Hook. Good morning, good evening. Yes, ma'am, Tanisha, an early live. I'm going to do more early lives coming soon. I'm going to do somewhat of a power hour throughout the week when I have a chance. A little late lunch live with whatever is going on out in these streets. So, yes, we'll try to get to doing a little bit more. Hey, Kay Hayes. Hey, Neva. All right. Let's see. Braylon say you are trying to stay positive. Can't wait till the links drop. Everyone will have something to say. The links are coming, Braylon. Now, I do have to do some shopping after this live. I do have to do a drop off for the 2 pups to get groomed and then get ready for members only. But yeah, we'll chit chat about whatever is going on with this lawsuit. Massive game changer, if you ask me. LaShonda, thank you so much for the super sticker. Hey, Betty Boo. Cutie crew member. All right. Celebrate your darkness. Good afternoon. We ready? Thanks for joining me. Celebrate your darkness now. We're going to celebrate that every day, all day. Yes, ma'am. Hey, T-Talk with your girl. Thanks for joining me. All right, now T-Talk is the last comment to any content creators in the house. We got T-Talk with your girl. We got Braylon Lee. We got Trending at some point. We got a Queen's Tea with Gigi. I'm scrolling. I'm looking for content creators. If I missed anyone, please let me know. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I appreciate it. If you guys are not subscribed to the content creators, make sure to subscribe to your channel, to their channels, excuse me. You guys, YouTube is not easy. So I support all content creators. First of all, make that money. And secondly, it takes time to put together videos, put together lives, all of that good stuff. So let's support each other and make this money. All right. Good morning. Good morning again. Good afternoon. Hey, Toya. All right. I got to stop looking at the comments, guys, because I will be saying good morning and good afternoon all night. All afternoon. I'm sorry. But guys, let's go ahead and get into this breaking news that broke yesterday of these reality stars that are suing major networks, Bravo, NBC, Universal, and a couple others that are under that umbrella. I think it's going to be massive. I think it's going to be a game changer because we did talk last week in Members Only and in my last live, we spoke about being blackballed. But when you have all eyes such as this, even blackballing will not be as strong as it could be, if that's what I'm looking for. All right, so I do have my other device ready. Oh, that's not the one I wanted, child. Ooh, child, I got a lot going on. As always, let me get this one ready because my screen is larger. Yes, T-Talk, it's going to be something else, child. Okay, let me turn this down. All right. Okay, I am good to go. So I want to go ahead and read a little bit of what's going on. I'm also going to share a couple short videos. We're going to have a video from Bethenny Frankel, and they said that Bethenny, this lawsuit basically is led, allegedly, by Bethenny. So I'll share a little bit of what Bethenny had to say a couple weeks ago. I'm also going to get into what Tamar Braxton had to say. She was speaking up for Nene Leakes. Nene spoke about discrimination. We know that she has an active lawsuit, and I'm so glad she didn't settle because that's what was out there. So we'll share a couple things, but let me read a couple things. This is courtesy of Daily Mail. I'm going to share my screen real quick, but I did take some notes. Let's see. I do this every time. Let me do something else, guys, because I like to see. Okay, how can I do this? I like to see what's on my screen. But let me just share. I'll click back over and make sure it's positioned the way I want it to be. And then we will get started. Okay. So yeah, I really don't need to read from it, but let me see how it looks. Okay, that looks good. Let's see if we can do it this way. Give me 1 second, guys. I guess not. If you guys can still, let's stop. Oh my goodness, what are you doing, girl? Hold on, guys. Okay, if you can still hear me, please press 1. I believe you can. My screen froze up just a little bit. Hey, Aunt Debbie. Aunt Debbie in the house. Oh, did she T-Talk? Okay, let me quit reading this, doggone. Let me quit reading this. Okay, let's see. I think I want to be like this. Let me do this. Okay. Now I'm going to present. Let's see. Okay, you guys can hear me. Thank you. Now I'm going to share this. Share. Okay. All right. Okay, I'm just gonna have to do it like this. I do see that I'm moving there on the screen, so we shall get started. Now, yesterday, as I mentioned, news broke. It says NBC and Bravo reality show stars, led by Bethenny Frankel, accuses network of covering up sexual violence, condoning revenge P, exploiting minors, and denying mental health treatment in this bombshell legal letter. Now, I do have this legal letter printed off. I'm definitely not going to go through this, but it was submitted by Kimberly D. Harris, Esquire, on August the 3rd. Some of the things that were said, it says that NBC Universal to grotesque and depraved mistreatment. The network is accused of covering up, again, sexual violence, condoning revenge. P. Carlos King, I hope you listening. Condoning revenge. P. Exploiting minors and denying mental health treatment. It was claimed that the huge viewing figures of reality TV allowed the allegations to remain under wraps for far too long. So, this explosive letter was directed at Bravo Media, E, and CNBC, which are all collectively controlled by NBC Universals. They claims the network's widely consumed reality TV universe is the reason that they are suffering. Bethenny shared just recently that the day of reckoning has arrived, and it was also mentioned in this letter. So the letter began as it accused the network chiefs of deliberately damaging the mental health of cast members by plying them with alcohol and depriving them of food and sleep. Now, we all know, and Zeus Network, better pay attention. Zeus Network, which is head by, I believe his name is Plummer, something like that. But we know that's just toxic, filled with alcohol. And we know that most times when these people in general, when you are under the influence of alcohol, you're going to act a fool. Act a fool. Now, the letter again was written by the attorneys for some of these stars and said that disturbing behavior had been witnessed on numerous occasions. Carlos King, another warning to you, sir. Disturbing behavior witnessed on several occasions. And I'll speak on those several occasions where this applies to Mr. Martell Holt in a little bit. But it is claimed that NBC Universal have exceeded the moral and legal limits permissible in a civilized society, adding that it has allegedly opened itself up to lawsuits due to intentional infliction of emotional distress. Melody Cherie, emotional distress. Distribution of revenge, P. Now, OWN has not um, distributed the revenge, P, but one of their cast members have, Mr. Martell Holt, as well as his side chick, Ariane Curry. Now, OWN is not a part of this lawsuit, but this is opening up the door for just that. Let me go ahead and go on. It says that the claims over forcing the reality stars to remain on shows despite their struggling mental health comes after Vanderpump Rules' Rachel Leviss checked herself into a mental health facility back in April. It is also alleged that they were threatened with ruin should they decide to speak out about their mistreatment. Now, I'm wondering if it's only one star that I know of that's on OWN that has demanded, from what we can see, some change. But even Melody Cherie said Mr. Martell Holt should have been fired. Been fired. And when she said that, she was speaking of his blow up backstage at the reunion that Carlos was aware of, that Carlos King came out crying about, and we thought he was crying about Mel and Martell's relationship. Nope. Or ex-marriage. Nope. But anyway, let me go ahead and read a little more. In a statement, NBC, they've come out and said that they are committed to maintaining a safe and respectful workplace for cast and crew on their reality shows. That's straight BS. No, you're not. You guys will rather, what did Trending say, Good Bad Apple? Let me get out this chat. Okay. Let me start that comment so I can go back and read it. Yeah, they don't care about your mental health. They don't make sure that it's a safe and respectful place. We've seen it on Bravo shows. We've also seen it on OWN. Okay? Definitely on Love and Marriage Huntsville. But they also said, this is NBC, if complaints are brought to our attention, we work with our production partners to ensure that timely, appropriate action is or has been taken, including investigations, medical and or psychological support, and other remedial action that may be warranted, such as personnel changes. Again, yeah, I don't think so. We do know that Nene has shook the table because Nene Leakes is the one that spoke out initially when it comes to discrimination. But yeah, according to NBC, they reach out to their production partners. So I'm wondering, has OWN Network ever reached out to Kingdom Reign? Because there's been countless of letters, from what I understand, petitions, phone calls, posts, videos on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, everywhere else, calling out Love and Marriage Huntsville. So is that their policy as well? Anyway, they also said that stars were not allowed to leave their shows, even under dire circumstances. And that's terrible because they lock you into these contracts and then you stuck like Chuck. But let's go ahead and look at some videos real quickly. I want to share with you guys first just a tad bit of what Bethenny Frankel said initially. Then we're going to go to what Tamar Braxton said in response to Nene Leakes. Now, Tamar Braxton and the Braxtons, their show is under WeTV. And unfortunately, they are not a part of this, but maybe this will be the start of something big when it comes to these reality TV stars and shows. The Braxtons, in my opinion, laid the foundation for shows such as the Kardashians. And we know that they didn't have the same success. They're all doing well, but they don't have the Kardashians' money or the, like Nene said, exposure that the Kardashians received. Some want to say allegedly it's because of race, and I agree. Now, Nene also mentioned this. We discussed this in my live the other night, and I felt like when it comes to like Kim Zolciak, I don't know, I got to change of heart, guys. I did say that Nene should have been as big as, but I also felt like there were other factors that pushed the Kardashians in the limelight. Their dad was one of the attorneys on the OJ case. We know that was huge. They used that to their advantage as well. But before I start rambling about that, let me go ahead and share what Bethenny had to say, just some of it. And then we will get started. Let's see. I think it's this one. All right. Let's see. Okay. So here is Bethenny's Instagram page, and I'm just going to play just a tad bit of what she had to say, which led the charge, as they say, when it comes to this lawsuit. Now, this is the one I want to see, but they also use the same sentence in that letter, reality TV reckoning. So let's go ahead and take a listen real quickly. Thank you again to the mods in the chat.
Clause. Reality stars are the stepchildren, the losers, the mules, the pack horses, the ones that the entertainment industry is going to rely on right now to carry the water and do the heavy lifting when real stars, real A-list Hollywood is on strike. The issues are different than the ones for actors. We are not actors. We are not playing other people. We are not saying the words that are written for us. We are exposing ourselves, our families, our lives, our children. Look at Raquel having an affair. Her life is pretty much ruined. And at what price? Reality television exploits affairs, bankruptcy, falling off the wagon, not really having what you say you have, saying something inappropriate, risking cancellation every single time the camera goes on. I recognize that a young, doe-eyed reality star to be wanting fame at any cost doesn't know what they're signing, and they can't afford a good lawyer, but they'll sign away their entire life just for a chance at fame. So just because Hollywood and the entertainment industry can exploit this green talent, does that mean they should? Contracts are designed to protect talent, not for a gotcha moment, not for a network to then do a side deal with a streamer, and you see something that you've said on a show that actually got you fired decades later. To the end of time, you lose a family member and the networks start pumping out the content of that family member when they were alive. Look at NeNe Leakes, My Divorce. When My Divorce was all over the media, let's pump all the Bethenny and Jason footage we can to the end of time.
All right, I'm going to stop it there. I wanted to make sure I got to the point where she mentioned NeNe, but Bethenny is spot on. Spot on. They do use whatever these reality TV stars against them. And it is a shame that Bravo, for instance, can have a YouTube page and they can play that over and over again. What NeNe went through, what NeNe and Greg went through, all of that, what Bethenny went through in her divorce. The Bethenny clause, and I'm not too, I'm familiar with it, but this is all alleged. This is not directly, but they took a portion of Bethenny's money based off of her massive fortune that she attained. Bethenny was not rich when she started on Real Housewives of New York. And we know that she started her Skinny Girl line and all of that. Well, they got a portion of that, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm mistaken, somebody drop down in the comments and let me know. And yeah, they shouldn't be able to do that. It is Steph with any contract, but those contracts should be modified. They are making money off of folks' pain and mental illness. But anyway, that's Bethenny. Let's go ahead and get into what the Neighborhood Talk posted, which is a clip of Tamar supporting NeNe as well as talking about the Braxtons. So let me go ahead and share that. And after that, we will get into some things. All right, let's go here. They started the clause afterwards because Bethenny made all of that money. The big machine is about to come tumbling down. Yep, Flory. And that's why I included what's going on with Martell Holt because OWN is going to come tumbling down as well. So we'll get to that. Let me go ahead. Okay, thank you. Make it make sense, Queen. She made sure Bravo received none of her money. Excellent, excellent. All right, let me share this. And let's unmute.
People are trying to shun her. I feel like the Braxtons should be bigger. There are a lot of Black women in reality television that opened so many doors and had the same opportunities but didn't get the same push.
But wait up, Miss Jason girl. Now, I understand all what you're saying. Now, that's a little delusional, but...
Wow, what is?
Yeah. Okay, girl, Miss Nene, honey, had a lot, and I love her dearly. I love Nene dearly. Nene had a lot of opportunities. She was on Glee. She was on all these different damn shows. No. She on Stars. She had everything.
Yeah, because she had to figure out how to make an income because the pay is not fair.
Hello.
The pay is not fair between Kim Kardashians, the Braxtons, or Atlanta Housewives.
Well, the pay
that's not fair.
The pay
I'm sorry.
not fair, but
we're doing the same thing. Why are we not getting the same price?
Well, okay.
I mean, but there's a gang of factors like the viewership between one show and another show. The fact that, like, on the Kardashians, you could mention all your businesses. The show was about the businesses.
We couldn't. On WeTV, we could not. We had to pay for it.
So the smoke should be more so with the networks, which it sounds like it is. And you are a big star. People know who Nene Leakes is. People know who Kim Kardashian is.
What she's saying, no, what she's saying
not the same thing.
Without a doubt, these are all valid points, super valid complaints, and the disparity between races, reality TV, and the results, they're 100% fact.
Yeah.
I don't think you can discount the biggest video in the world for a few years. I think that's hard
y'all real
discount
funny. Y'all real freaking funny. Not when I created Braxton Family Values and Kim Kardashian got the $100 million check. Let's talk about that. So we're not even going to sit here and talk about sex and television, creating TV shows and who deserve what when. It is unfair, point blank, and the period.
Oh, Hollywood is racist, and they will cut you the booty end of the stick, but you got to play a harder game of football.
That's right. Is that what it is? Oh, so you want me to die and come back white?
Well, no.
Woo-wee. Tamar said you want me to die and come back white, because that's the only way that these Black reality TV stars will see some change. I am too, T-Talk, very, very disappointed in Gary. He needs to shut his ass up, period. And it's a shame because Black women are not supported. Rose, you say, I know Gary in person. He my friend, gave me diamonds for my birthday. Well, call your boy and tell him he needs to support these Black women. It's really not a big difference. It's exactly what Nene said. Had these other shows been pushed like the Kardashians, they would have the same money. Tamar mentioned, why did they get a $100 million deal and the Braxtons didn't? Like Nene said, why are the Kardashians so big? Kim Kardashian, for instance, and we have to admit, Nene is one of the first major reality TV stars. We know Tammy Roman was the first, in my opinion, Black woman on reality TV. I was a big Real World watcher. So Tammy. Then we have New York, Tiffany Pollard, with Flavor of Love and all of that. But when it comes to being out there, such as Nene definitely should be right up there when it comes to the Kardashians, Kim Kardashian. And that is my change of heart. I said at the start of this video, Kim had other things that came into play, especially that tape with Ray J. Ray J needs to be paid as well. But this is explosive to me, guys. This is a game changer, and this will shake the table. Just keep watching. This will shake the table, because now, even though this has nothing to do with the OWN network, Carlos King, being the production team, will have to make some changes. And if he don't, that network is going to be facing some of these same allegations, if you ask me. Same lawsuits, excuse me. But let me go ahead and get down to this, because I do want to know, and I know you guys want to discuss this. Could OWN be next? Could OWN be next? Because we know what we've seen when it comes to Martell Holt. We know. Let me pin this comment, okay? We know what we've seen. We saw several blow-ups from Martell. We saw the blow-up in Vegas. Martell had to be held back. We had Maurice trying to hold him back. We had Marceau carrying him out of the house when he was inside, all up in Mel's face, upset, if you ask me, because she wouldn't let him creep on in that bedroom in the middle of the night. But yeah, Marceau had to come in. The producers actually ran out and said, we need you guys in here. We need you in here. And Marceau carried Martell out. That's a red flag. Then we saw, or heard about, the blow up on set of Behind Every Man. We heard that Martell allegedly knocked some folks over. Shouldn't that be assault? That should be assault, if you ask me. But that's another blow up. Let's talk about the blow up at the last reunion of Love and Marriage Huntsville with the makeup artists. The makeup artists have since come out and said exactly what happened. Nothing has happened to Mr. Martell Holt. Let's talk about another blow up from Mr. Martell. We just saw in this season Martell showing up at his girls' birthday parties. Uninvited. But he showed up anyway. And what did we see? We saw Mr. Martell Holt screaming all up in the face of Miss Van and everybody else that was around him. We saw that with our own eyes. The production team, Kingdom Reign, chose to put that on our screen. And that's what I don't understand. That's why this lawsuit is so important as far as setting a bar, because they have a chance to edit stuff out and they put it out there anyway. And that does play a part in the mental health of the people that are victims of these people, such as Martell Holt, blowing up, acting a fool, and getting away with it and getting rewarded by it. Because let's be clear, when you are offered a contract, you're being rewarded. Carlos has said time and time again that Martell ain't going nowhere. Well, guess who's going to go somewhere, Carlos? You are, and OWN, because your loyalty is to one person instead of yourself. Carlos had enough to let Martell go years ago. And he has not. Carlos, we know, was shopping Martell around in Atlanta a couple months ago on a silver platter, like he's this good guy. This is after Carlos was made aware that Mr. Martell had sent Melody Cherie a screenshot of something that is illegal. And he still chose to shop Martell around. He still chose to put them cameras in Martell's face. So it's a shame. It really is. And let me read Bravo Addiction's comment. Bravo, you say, I believe OWN could be next if they do not reprimand or let go Carlos King and Marty Marr. They need to let Mel bring on a whole new cast. Cool Cat, it really doesn't matter if Revenge P is totally different. I don't think that Nene's lawsuit is a crock of mess because her lawsuit wasn't about Revenge P, but wrong is wrong. Wrong is wrong. And if you have other major stars, such as Bethenny Frankel, saying the same thing, and she also mentioned, look at Nene, that means she also recognizes what Nene went through. It's a lot that we don't see. It's a whole lot that we don't see. And like I said earlier, I'm so glad that Nene didn't settle, because if you settle, or if she would have, then, you know, she could not be a part of this. And I don't know if she is a part of this. You know, she does have a whole different team of lawyers that's handling her affairs, but I would hitch right on to this if I were Nene. This is big. This is big. And beautiful, I'm going to let you stay as long as you are respectful. You like Martell more than bitter Mel. What is Mel bitter about? Can you let me know? Because if you living in reality and you on YouTube, so you see what's going on, Mel is living her life, prospering, making money, multiple projects. Who bitter? I would say Martell is the one that's bitter. What do we see him doing, beautiful? What do we see Mr. Man doing, beautiful? But getting on YouTube admitting to Revenge P, allegedly because Mel was bullying him after she responded to a live video. Keep it respectful in the comments, guys. It's good. It's good. We'll block them. Like I said, as long as they're respectful. Maz, if you see anything else, just block them. She is bitter because she was cheated on. Okay, Ann, have you ever been cheated on? And what you just said is she was bitter. And if she was, I would say, beautiful, that is a time to be bitter. Because, fool, you messed up our whole lives. Fool, we got 4 kids. Fool, you wasn't even thinking about them. Key word, though, in what you put in this comment, she was. We don't know if she was. But if she was, hey, it is what it is. Who's been bitter after, though, beautiful? Can you let me know? Who's been bitter after? Who has basically begged to get his ex-wife back? Can you let us know, beautiful? Who just put on their wedding ring, beautiful, a couple weeks ago? That's a little crazy, don't you think, beautiful? All right, we're going to get rid of beautiful, because beautiful, you're not about to make me cuss you out, child. Not today. Hold on, guys. I ain't even going to go there. Beautiful. She is bitter. Okay, this is who I want. All right. Now, let me try one other thing. Let me do it this way as well. Ban and delete. Go ahead on somewhere, beautiful. This is a channel that supports women. And yeah, you're not going to come up in here on this good Saturday morning and troll, just like Leah's grandma just said. Go ahead on somewhere else with that. Go see if you can find a channel that supports Martell, like you say you like Martell, and then drop them comments over there. Okay, beautiful. I hope you have a good day, beautiful. But you won't be commenting in here unless you create a whole nother page. And we're going to block that one too. But anyway, guys, let me go ahead and get this link together. As I said before, we were interrupted by beautiful trying to blame a woman that tried everything in her power to make her marriage work, that tried to stand by and adhere to her vows. Okay, we ain't about to do that over here, Miss Beautiful. So go ahead on. But all right, guys, we got the link in the chat. like I said, this is going to be huge. Going to be huge. And yeah, better be careful. The OWN network better be careful. All right, so the link is in the chat. I'm gonna read some comments while we have a few people coming backstage. Let me go ahead and again thank you, LaShonda Davis, for the super sticker. Trending said to Bad Apple that a cast member is also saying they're homeless because of Love is Blind. That is terrible. That is terrible. Let's go ahead and read Kay Hayes' comment. Kay Hayes said, look at the Kardashians as of late. They tried that white rebrand and it didn't work. White don't view then the same. Now we see them on all of the black blogs again, making up with Jordan, etc. And yes, Jordan Woods, if you don't run for your life, there is no way in the world. And Jordan has been doing amazing. See, what they thought, which is what Nene said, the Kardashians is a big machine, namely because of their race, if you ask me. Also because of Kris Jenner. They can put a phone call into TMZ and everywhere else, and their stories will be heard. So when it happened about Tristan Thomas, Khloe Kardashian's baby daddy, wanting Jordan Woods, and he approached Jordan. He kissed Jordan. Jordan didn't want to be kissed, none of that. They got on the internet and they were trying to do everything in their power to make that girl break. Even the big forehead twins. What's their name? Chloe's friends. You guys know who I'm talking about. Yeah, even Larsa Pippen. The day that they all got together and said, we're going to get out here and we're going to try to smear Jordan's name, all of them were at it. Kim Kardashian, everybody. Kimora, Lee Simmons, all of them. And then Jada Pinkett stepped up and offered Jordan a seat at the red table. And that was a shift when it comes to Jordan Woods. She got to tell her story, and she also gained a lot of support. But I be dog if last week, here we go. Now, all of a sudden, Kylie Jenner want to make up with Jordan Woods. Why? Just exactly why is what Kay has said. They making up so they can get them black blogs and black people again. That's why. And if I were Jordan, I would run. There's no way. She's done so well, and she's up from up under Kylie. And yeah, there's no way in the world you can do that to me and then come back. Nope. But okay, I will be reading a couple more comments as the live goes on. But let me go ahead and welcome up those that have chosen to join me on this Saturday. I appreciate you guys. We got Braylon.
Hey, everybody. I can't stay too long, but I wanted to come up here. To give you some good news, chit chat. You remember when I told you I was at 700? Well, this past week, yours truly hit 1,000 subscribers while he was on live. So I wanted to give that to you because you definitely are a supporter of this. Thank you, and love you as always. I will say that Hold on. Go right ahead.
We got to get everybody up. But congratulations to you, Braylon. Keep doing your thing.
Thank you, Queen.
I'm over there to catch. I've been busy. I haven't been able to catch, but I have seen you on a couple other platforms. But I'll go to your channel and watch. Congratulations to Braylon Lee.
Thank you, Queen.
Hold on, Braylon. Hold your thoughts. All right, we got True Wisdom. Hey, True Wisdom.
Hey, Chit Chat. Hey, Braylon. How is everyone?
Doing good.
Me. All right, we got a couple more people. LaDawn, is this you, LaDawn?
Hey, and yes, I'm wide awake.
All right, it's early. Thanks for joining me. We got Hannah Grace. Hey,
Chit chatting, everyone, cuties.
Hey, Hannah. Thanks for joining me, Hannah. Hannah, I am about 6 months away of, well, maybe 7, of planting me a garden, child. I can't wait. So I can post some pics. All right. And we got the Good Bad Apple. Hey, Good Bad Apple.
Hello. Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon. All right, guys. Thanks for joining me. Real quickly, again, before we get started, Braylon, let me acknowledge the chat as well as the bushes. Currently, we have 532 people watching. Thank you guys so much for joining me. If you have not hit the like button, please go ahead and hit the like. Bravo Addiction, thank you so much for the super sticker. I appreciate you. And lastly, if you're in the chat and you have not hit the like button as well for me. All right, Braylon, let's get started. What's your thoughts, Braylon?
Before we get started, more about Jordan. You see this? You see the comments I made over here?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
That's why they did it. It's a business deal.
Oh, I know. It's more, but it all started from Tristan, child. Because we'll let you talk about that, Good Bad Apple. Yeah, Kylie dropped her like a bad habit. You hear me? But we'll get to that. Just hold your thoughts, Bad Apple. I do want you to share your thoughts on all of that. But go ahead, Braylon. What's your thoughts?
Oh, so much. Hey, everybody. As I said to Demi W, now y'all know I am the person that does media commentary. I give it soul, right? You know, this lawsuit is such a hit dog that's hollering. All the dogs are running, trying to find shelter, but it's about time. And, you know, to be honest with y'all, I think that, you know, my mom has always said everything happens for a reason. And I truly think that at this point in time, and it's sad to say this in our society, that some people have to suffer in order for somebody to get healed. As sad as that is, I'll say it one more time. It is sad that other people have to suffer in order for somebody to get pain. But I think at this point, hopefully what the networks are seeing is that we are looking for quality from our content and not just the quantity of the variety. Now, we're not saying, in the words of Rocky, that's gotta be all sunshine and rainbows. It's not about how hard you get hit, but it's about how you get back up from when you get hit.
You better say it.
You know, in the same token, like, can we at least tune in for an hour and not have a headache? You know what I mean? So I think at the end of the day, hopefully what this will do is open the doors for us who are just asking for a shot to get in the door so we can be a solution. But also, too, the best solution is just do the right doggone thing. Hell, if we got to do the right thing, we ain't wealthy. Then if you are wealthy, you have the resources, you have more accessibility and resources to do the right thing. I love all y'all. Glad to be here.
Whoa, Braylon Lee. Baby, when I tell you, you just dropped some facts, okay? And a lot of us have been trying to demand a change, and it's fallen on deaf ears. So I agree with you. I think that this will be the start to that, hopefully. You know, enough is enough of, look at Krishan and Blueface. That's just a hot mess, okay? A whole hot mess. And they are showcasing that, profiting off of that. And we're looking at mental illness. That's not alleged. That's just facts, if you ask me. And I think that it's terrible because, unfortunately, we've seen a lot of people that have unalived themselves from similar situations such as this, and it's not good. So great points, Braylon Lee. Congratulations again to you, Braylon, for crossing the 1,000 mark. I'm gonna tell you this: we love subscribers. We love as that number go up and up and up. But in all actuality, all you need is that 1,000 to go ahead and put that content out and make that money from your content. So I know when I first started, that's all I wanted. Give me 1,000, child. So congratulations, Braylon. We're gonna move on over
Thank you,
to
Queen.
True Wisdom. Hey, True Wisdom, what are your thoughts?
Hey, chit chatting, everyone.
Hello.
Real quick. So you know what? I'm just gonna say, Nene has said this was happening a long time ago. So I'm gonna just take the what's happening now, the lawsuit now, because I guess a white woman says it. So let's move. I'll take that because it's the only way anything is gonna get done. So I'll take that win. Now that it's moving forward. But I just wanted people to understand in the business that, because people keep saying, well, Nene had all these jobs and she could have done this and she could have done that. No, she couldn't. She had the jobs before she was blacklisted. And I believe she was blacklisted. When she got blacklisted, everything dried up. Mm-hmm. And people don't understand the machine. I don't care who you are, as long as you have this color skin, and I'm talking about our people, you can only go so far with that. Okay? When they love you, they love you. When they don't, they don't. So it doesn't matter what, she could have had this, and the Kardashians had this line and this makeup, this and this, because they are offered those opportunities. We're not. It's only a certain distance we can go with this skin color, and that's just the way it is. So when you're comparing apples to oranges, yes, Nene is just as good or just as popular or was just as popular as the Kardashians, but that skin color took them further than she could have gone. Mm-hmm. And I don't understand why we can't see that.
We can.
And yes, people talk about, her ego. Let me tell you something, Chit Chat. I love your channel. I love coming on. I don't even go on panels. I love your panel, right? But wouldn't you be pissed off if you built your baby and someone tried to come behind you and take it from you? Watch what happens. Yeah, watch what happens live was Nene's idea. This is what they do. They want to look like us.
Hold on, True. We got to allegedly in there.
Allegedly. Go ahead. Yes, I'm sorry. Allegedly, watch what happens live was Nene's idea. Allegedly, the reunions was Nene's idea. Okay? And now the memes, all these things she's done, she's said, she's not getting 1 cent from it. Nothing. They're making all the money off her back. Okay? And I wish people would stop with the ego and all this stuff. Yeah, she got a big head. She had an ego. Okay, move on. Look at the bigger picture. Look at what's happening to our Black sisters. And in terms of Gary, he is always going to be supported as well because he has the alphabet people supporting him. That's another machine that you can't go against. So you have two different things going on, okay? You have the white people have their machine and the alphabet people have their machine. And where are we as Black women? Nowhere. But yet we want to tear down, her ego. I'm this, I'm Tea and Candy. Who cares what team? This is bigger than a team.
Yeah.
Okay? And it's the same with the Carly Russell thing. She needs to go to jail. She needs to go to jail. Okay, she lied. Get over it. Okay, how much of them do this every day?
Okay, and
now look what.
True.
Sorry.
Let me just interject for 1 quick second.
Sure.
Finish. Thank you again, Braylon Lee. Okay, I saw your message. When it comes to that, because we did, and thank you again for being a part of that live. When it comes to Carly and the other live the other night, for me, ego may not be a bad thing at all times. Because sometimes you can get that ego because you deserve to have it. Nene did start the show. I think that we can't condemn everybody that may have a difference of opinion. People do have a right. And if you ask me, Nene has been supported. You are absolutely right that now that this has been breaking news over the past couple days, that it appears to be, and we know it's the truth, that now that white people are saying it, that, you know,
Mhm.
but, you know, some people are just going to disagree. I understand your
Yeah.
stance, but,
Mhm.
you know, like we said then, just because we different, just because we black and they white, especially when it comes to Carly, that don't mean you should just get an automatic tap on the wrist for what you did. So my opinion, go ahead, go on.
Not saying that at all. I agree with what you said. Not saying that at all. I'm just saying if they've been doing that for so long and nothing has happened to them, just a rare occasion, one or two, then why, oh, all of a sudden, yeah, this punishment has to be 10 years, 20 years, whatever. That's all I'm saying. I just think it's now an over punishment. If anything even happens with that, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I'm just, I'm just saying I'm just showing you that it's just not a fair system. And then what they do is when they have a situation like that, they get to pass other laws, which they're doing now. And who is going to be mostly affected by the laws that they pass? It's always going to come back to us. Somehow, some way, it's always going to come back to us. That's just the way the system and the machine is designed. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying she shouldn't be punished. But I'm just saying that's how it always is. But back to me, chat said, sorry, a call was coming in. The chat said, oh, if Nene thinks they're so racist, why does she want to work with Kim and why she wants to work with Andy again and all that? Because Nene knows the only way to get ahead is to work with them. It's unfortunate. She's not going to go too far on her own. She can do a podcast and make millions. She can do like how Carla said that she's going to do, they're going to go do tours. That's why you see celebrities and entertainers and singers doing tours when they go on, like how Candy Dolls go out on tours. That's how they make their money, because they're not making any money from the labels. They make their money from tours. And that's also unfortunate. It's so much dynamics to this. This is just like the surface stuff that's happening right now. I hope it gets, I hope it goes further than just this stuff, because it's just so unfair in this whole machine. That's all I wanted to say, Chicha. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome, and True Wisdom, thank you again for sharing your thoughts on everything, and I respect it. I do. And it is unfortunate. Now, when you say not going to make it on their own, that's true, but you also said they can make millions, or Nene, for instance, can make millions from doing a podcast. Sometimes life have to go on. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, we're getting smart to that now. You see how you doing it, Braylon? We're now doing what they've been doing. This is how it is. But yeah, because of her name, she can go far based on that. But when you want the big roles in Hollywood and all that, no.
Yeah. She was blackballed. We talked about that the other night. Blackballed, blacklisted, all of the above, because she black. I'm just gonna keep it real, okay?
Yeah.
And it is unfortunate because a lot of people have wanted Mel to sue the network because of the treatment. And we had a big discussion on if she would be blackballed had she done that, or if she is considering that. And I think before this broke, she would have been. Now, not too much, because you're right. There's whites involved. And a lot of times it's unfortunate, either all after everything when it comes to equal rights and civil rights and blah, 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 we still have to fight in this way. And our concerns are lower than the others. So great points. True Wisdom.
Thank you.
A couple other people. Cinnamon Swirl.
I'll jump down. Thanks, Chit Chat. See you next time.
Hope I see you
later.
Okay. Cinnamon Swirl, is that you?
Yes.
Cinnamon Swirl.
Hello.
Okay. Hello. Hi. How are you?
I'm great. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon. Okay, hold tight for me. And we have L'Oreal. L'Oreal, is that you? L'Oreal.
Yes, ma'am. It's me.
All right, that's my girl, L'Oreal. Okay, L'Oreal, I just had to make sure it was you, child. You know, they be copying profile pictures and everything else. Now, before I get to you, LaDawn, let me read a couple messages. I wanted to read what Black women are in the building said, because she, meaning Kim Kardashian, talked about trying to get C Murder out of the clink. And she did just recently, you know, Kim is in her attorney bag or whatever. Again, I think that has to do whatever. I ain't gonna get into that. But she did release this statement when it comes to C Murder, who is the brother of Master P, that's been in jail, I believe, over 20 years. And Kim released this statement. That's another way to stay getting the Black folks support. But Black women are in the building also said, however, they are on mute on the fact that it is two Black women lawyers who are true to this and have been fighting to free inmates. Facts. That race plays a part in getting national attention on what's said. Kim Kardashian has come out. She's met with the orange guy, DT, the ex-prez. I don't even call him that. And yeah, it's because of who she is and the color of her skin, in my opinion. Soul Star Music Lover put the time is here and now, and it will definitely change reality TV forever. Totally agree. Flory Hook said, we are the only race of people the great machine seeks to keep us divided because they understand how powerful we are. Look, we can be so powerful. I'm a rant real quick. When it comes to Kaepernick, had all of the Black football players stood with Kaepernick, they could have NFL down. There would not have been a game. So yes, if we stand together on a lot of things, we should be and we are powerful, but we don't do that. Flory also said, I just wish as a Black community how strong we are, as it seems that every other group of races understands. We are the only people. And Classy Sassy, giving you the 411. Thanks for joining me, and I hope you have a blessed day as well. All right, LaDawn, it's on you, sis. What are your thoughts on this mess here?
Well, I would like to say I'm the type of person that, you know, if I like a person, I like them, but if they do something wrong, I'm going to say they do something wrong, depending on how bad the thing is that they did, because the punishment to me got to fit the crime. So meaning everything don't mean for straight cut off or, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I say about Nene, to me, yeah, you know, she was a little, I don't call it ego. I call it, she was a little cocky sometimes. But I see where it came from. She explained that they used to tear her down, and we only seen short periods. We didn't see backstage. You know what I mean? Coming from where she came from. But she did hit below the belt sometimes, and sometimes she goes a little too hard with not trying to give people just a little bit credit. So I say that to say, when she came out saying the stuff she was saying, I did not believe her. You know, I believed her because watching the shows, seeing certain behaviors, I'm not a doctor, but I know something ain't right. I know when something in the water ain't clean, okay? And some of them show signs of depression, allegedly, in my opinion, and body dysmorphia and different things, how the internet tears them down and how they start changing their look or their attitude or how they, you know what I mean? I see the pressure that they're under. And for Nene to say in the beginning that they wasn't getting paid that much was a shame, you know, was a shame. and they had all the pressures of trying to be perfect for everybody, so people don't talk about them, how they look, how they talk, whatever. And the same thing with Tamar and the Braxtons. Yes, Kim K, did a S tape. That's all they got famous for. They went to school, but they're not talented. All of the Braxton sisters are talented. They all can sing. You know what I mean? And they didn't get treated fairly. And it was only because of the color of their skin. Because if a porn star, P star, my bad, big time. If a P star can get paid at the same level as, get the notoriety or respect or opening doors and stuff and eating with the mayor and stuff like that over a singer is, crazy to me, because other than that, Kim K is nothing. That she's just that who changes her look every so often if she don't like something or somebody talk about it long enough, put on people's clothes that they give to her for free to post because she got a lot of drooly men and bobblehead girls that look at her. Other than that, it's nothing to her, So I think it's sad, and I am glad that all of this is coming out because it has to start somewhere so that there can be change. And our young girls are watching. There's no good role models out there that they can look up to, that they're seeing on TV, on the internet, or in movies. You know what I mean? Nowadays, they're glorifying the porn, the P look, or the S look. You know what I mean? And there's no other levels to it. You know what I mean? It's like back in my days when we went to church, we dressed a certain way. We went to school, we dressed a certain way. We went to the Jamaican club, we dressed a certain way. We went to the R&B club, we dressed a certain way. It was like, we had play clothes, church clothes. Like we had to change our clothes. Nowadays, it's one level. It's either you're boring or you're look like a ipper. You know what I mean? Can I say?
You can say stripper.
Oh, stripper.
To say yes,
stripper. You know what I mean? And I think we talk a lot of stuff, but we're outweighed. So when things like this happen, when it comes to going to court and multiple people that are already out there and known, that's when the real changes start getting made, and that's when the Carlos Kings that's coming behind are going to say, well, we're going to do a show, but we can't let X, Y, and Z happen. And that's where we'll start seeing better content, better stuff. So I'm all for it in that area. You know what I mean? I think it's very sad that it takes this much. And I hope the OWN network is shaking in their boots. I hope Carlos King is pooping in his drawers. You understand? I think and I wouldn't be angry or look at Mel any different if she didn't pursue something like that, because I've learned to respect people for who they are, and people don't do things exactly the way that I would do it. And she still can be effective a different way. It don't always have to go to court for you to make a change or make people, you know what I mean, change or work on things. So I support her no matter what. Anyway, so that's how I feel about it.
Great points. Great points. But you guys know as you talk, as you guys talk, I write down a couple notes. And when it comes to the pay, I will say this, LaDawn. If we compare, the Black reality TV stars do have a right to get upset about that.
Yes.
Tamar, the Braxtons, they were before the Kardashians. They didn't get paid. They did not, get paid that amount. they got. That's not right. Nene, even though Nene was making, and it's a lot of money, almost allegedly $2 million.
That was at the end, though. Remember, she said when they started, it was 10,000.
10,000, right?
Yes.
So even though she got up to over $1 million, close to 2, allegedly, if the Kardashians is getting 10, that's a big difference. You know what I mean? Right. So it is valid points. And I'm with you. I am so over this stripper phase. I scroll Instagram without seeing butts in my face and enough is enough. And you know, they wonder why a lot of men just ain't shit. I'm just gonna say that.
Yeah.
But definitely not gonna get the respect that you have a right to do exactly what you want to do, dress how you want to dress, all of that. But enough is enough. Like you. I get so upset when I see, even when they go to funerals nowadays. They clothes, gym shoes. You know, my parents know we honor the dead, and we dress up.
You dress up like you going to church.
Yes, absolutely. So I think that when it comes to some reality stars as well as entertainers that use that look to push their thing that they got going on, their image and all of that, their brand, it's not a good look for, I'm speaking for Black because I'm Black. It's not a good look for younger Black girls because you're teaching them, such as Suki, that it's okay to get down on your knees and be walked like a dog.
That's right.
Just disgusting. But that's another live, child. We'll come back and discuss that soon. But thank you, LaDawn. Let's go ahead to Hannah Grace. Hannah, I am listening. I do have to step away and take this call. It is from family. But go ahead, Hannah. I can hear you and mods if you can keep your eye on the chat. Aunt Debbie and Maritha, thank you so much for joining me.
Okay, thank you, Cutie. Yes, I just wanted to say, people that's saying stop with talking about Nene had a big ego and that people are tearing her down when they say that she had a big ego, that is not tearing anyone down. That's making an observation. That's someone else's opinion. There's no way you can look at Nene Leakes and say she didn't have a big ego. That's nothing wrong with that, unless you use it against yourself. And in my opinion, that is what she did. And I'm looking at, okay, they're talking about the salaries. I'm wondering how much of that has to do with, you know, the population of people that's watching these shows. Because we know, well, I looked up this information. It says there's over 300 million people in the United States. Only about 18% of that population, no, 13.6% of that population is African American. And then there's a big population of about over 61% of Caucasian. That includes Mexicans who consider themselves white. Now, if you're looking at statistics and you're looking at that, okay, how do these, I don't know, does that factor into how reality stars are paid? If you got only 13% of, just say 1% of the 13% of the African Americans looking at that show, and then you have 1% of Caucasian looking at another show, who do you think gonna get the biggest pay? So I don't know how much, and I understand people need to get paid for what they're worth, but we got to look at, people money, they pay what they want to pay. And if you accept that, then don't go and complain later. You can complain, but, and hopefully you can get what you're asking for, but you need to have facts when you go in there and ask the supervisor to increase your pay. Now, if we work in the same job, under the same circumstances, at the same company, and I'm getting paid less and you're getting paid more, then yes, we have a problem with that. But we know that happens all the time. And then they'll tell you it's because this person got this experience, that experience. And then you cannot go and complain about that, because you can't really get into anybody else's personnel file to say, oh, they doing me wrong, because that person may have 10 years experience. even though we're working at the same job. So anyway, it's a lot of factors that go into how people get paid. And I'm wondering how many of these people that's saying that Nene did the right thing when she went and sued Bravo. Okay, I guarantee you, if I ask anybody on this panel if they've ever been discriminated against on their job, if they feel like they've ever been discriminated against, have they ever been discriminated against on their job? I guarantee you all of us would say, yes, we feel like we have been. But did we run and sue the company?
I fought. I did.
The first time?
I fought with unemployment, and I quit, fought, and I got all my back money retro from them not putting in my raises and all that. Yes, I did. And if they did not agree, I would have went further. I did speak up and fight.
Okay.
Good for you.
Okay. So was that on the very first time you felt discriminated against?
That's when it was affecting my money.
I mean, that was one job that you had.
That was affecting my money that I fought for.
Was there any other job that you felt you were discriminated against?
Attitudes, that's different. But when it came to my money, I did. It's two different things. We deal with racism all the time, but when it's unfair treatment because of money and stuff like that, that's a whole nother ball game.
Okay. I see what you're saying. You didn't say that you felt discriminated against it because of the month, because of your race.
They was treating they wasn't giving raises to the Mexicans and the Black people, and some of them were scared to speak up because of their situation. And I was the one that fought because I wasn't going to have it.
And then what happened to you?
They had to pay me every dollar retro from the time I made manager. I was a cashier who made manager, still getting cashier's pay.
And then you continued to work there?
And afterwards, until I got a better position, I started working into a shelter because I was still bettering myself. It's a stepping stone. I don't want to get into all that, but I'm just answering your question. I fought when I felt discriminated against. And if I would have had to go to court, if they didn't agree to the terms that we fought for, then I would have continued to go all the way.
Absolutely.
Okay, great.
And hold on, Hannah. I just want to make sure, because I walked back in, so I want to make sure that I'm aware of what we're discussing. Are we saying that, or you, Hannah, that if you don't speak out the first time, you don't have a right to speak out the second or the third or the fourth?
No, what I was saying is I said, I think that most of us have felt that we were discriminated against on our job and we didn't go and complain about it.
Okay.
And LaDon said she did.
Because Hannah's saying basically, just because it happens don't mean you should go to court and complain about it. And I feel like, no.
Let me stop you. That's not what I said.
Okay. Because I thought that's what you said too, Hannah. Go ahead.
What I said was, there are people that feel discriminated against on their job and they never go and complain about it.
Mm-hmm.
So if we're saying that, and minus LaDon, because she said she did, well, why are we saying that Nene Leakes should have done it? Yes, she did what she wanted to do, but it's still your right to say, I'm not going to mess up my money right now while I got my family to feed, just based upon principle.
Hannah, I disagree. I disagree. And I'm going to let you finish.
So now I'm with you on that one, kid. I disagree with that one too.
Kanye West, I'm going to let you finish, but Spirit. I think that's what held us back for so many years, especially, I'm talking about Black, because of it's going to mess up my money, because of I got a family to feed, because of when are you supposed to step up? Because that because of, hold on, that because of it's gonna go on for the rest of your life. You're going to take care of them kids for the rest of your life. You're gonna need money to take. So if you don't stand up at some point, what you supposed to do? Continue to take the treatment real quick. Just like LaDon, I didn't spearhead this movement, but when I lived in Chicago, I was a manager and worked for a Black-owned jewelry store, and he later ventured out into a pawn shop. And one of my fellow employees put in a suit with EEOC, I think it was, whatever it is, when it comes to employment, because we worked over, it wasn't salaried, so it was hourly pay. We worked over 40 hours a week and were never paid overtime. And with her doing that, they had to go back and pay every employee for every hour over 40 hours. So none of us complained about it. None of us did anything about it. I was in my 20s and, didn't care. At the point, I didn't think about it like that, but she did. And it sparked the change. So go ahead and finish.
Okay, now, you're right. In those cases, you have evidence that you can prove that they discriminated against you. But just to say that they discriminated against me because I'm Black, that's hard to claim. You and LaDon's case were valid. You had evidence that they should have paid you overtime. That's completely wrong. You can win that case. I'm not saying never. I never said you should never do that. I'm saying that at some point you have to weigh your options, come up with a plan that you can win the war and lose a few battles, is all I'm saying. And that happens all the time. And in my case, in the way I look at it, Nene could have won the war had she done it a little different. That's all I'm saying. I never say you should just sit there and wait and take it. I'm saying that you got to have a plan, because I know someone who worked at EEO. I talked to them on several occasions about a case. She said, you don't have a case. It's not. It's so hard to prove racial discrimination. It's very hard. So all I'm saying is I had to wait and get evidence. I could not go around the office complaining about I'm being discriminated against. I would have got fired. This is in my case, in my opinion, this is what Nene did when she went on her press tour, complained about Bravo. Had she not done that, maybe she could have done again. She might still win.
Yeah,
she might
still active. I say, yeah, her case is still active.
Right. That's what I'm saying. But it's taken her so much that she had to go through with what she said was blacklisting and all of this. So all I'm saying is, yes, I want people to understand, yes, you can fight, but don't just go out there blindside. I'm just going to sue these people just because, you feel that you were wrongly, that somebody didn't pay you the right amount of money, or you're Black. It's hard to prove. Do it. Yes. I'm saying for me, I would come up with a plan. Do what. I'm not telling nobody not to do anything.
Are you saying that she didn't have a plan?
I'm saying that she, apparently the way she did it, it didn't look like she did, because any attorney would have told her not to run around doing a press tour the way she did, and bad mouthing, talking about these people, calling Andy racist and all of this stuff. I mean, to me, that's not a plan. If you're really serious about your winning this case, I would have been like, here's the perfect example. We're talking about it. We know that Melody is being mistreated. We know this, but has she said anything about OWN? But that doesn't mean she's not doing anything. In my opinion, she has a plan and she's working on it, but she is not telling people, running around doing all of this talking. And that's where I think that Nene made her mistake. I'm just comparing the case. And I guarantee you that Melody is working on something. We just don't know what it is. When it pertains to OWN and the lawsuits, or Martell or whoever, Carlos, I don't know. We don't know, and that's good, because she has a plan. Is all I'm saying.
And that's all alleged, unless Mel called you and told you she had a plan. That's still alleged. So again, we don't know if Nene. I agree with you 100%, Hannah. Let me say this: I do think that initially Nene handled it wrong, but I also think that race plays a part in that as well, because if you're sitting on it, unfortunately, and you Black, you're not making any noise about it at all. So we don't know if she had a game plan. I do think that with her speaking out in the manner that she did, because she did say they were racist. She did say, called Andy allegedly a C-head, all of the above. I think that played a part in the reception that she received initially. But again, thank goodness she didn't settle, because a lot of people felt like she settled and it was for a large amount. So I think that now something definitely will come about based on this. But let me add a couple people and then I'm gonna let you finish, Hannah. Hold on, let me just make sure this is who they are. Gigi, is that you? Gigi?
Yes, ma'am. It's me. Got my mic on. I'm sorry.
Okay, no problem. And we got Blessy. Blessy, is that you?
Yes, ma'am. The one and only.
Hey, Blessy, I just saw your message that you had to step away. Okay, cool. Let's let Hannah Grace finish her thoughts. Go ahead, Hannah.
Okay. And the only other thing I wanted to say is, yes, I think that I had brought up the stats when it comes to, viewers, Caucasian viewers and African American. Yeah, some of this stuff is going to be based on that. And I agree. It's everywhere you go, it's racism, it's favoritism, it's bias, it's all of this. Can you prove it? Is what we're talking about. And I guarantee you this Bethenny lady, yeah, she's talking out, but I guarantee, in my opinion, she is going to get the majority of whatever the settlement is. She's not doing this for anybody but herself, in my opinion. I could be wrong, but that's just my opinion. It's something that she's getting out of it, and she's doing it strategically during the time when the people and when the Hollywood actors, writers, or whoever are on strike. And now she's trying to, she ain't fooling me, but in my opinion, we'll see how it works out. She might be doing it for Nene them, but she's gonna get something out of it. Unless she give it away, I'll still think that she definitely did it for her own for selfish reason. In my opinion, that's all. That's all I got.
And great points, Hannah. And if she is doing it for selfish reasons, unfortunately, it is not just about self. There are multiple people that are under the umbrella of the attorneys that's representing them all. So I get it. Naturally, anybody involved had a personal experience, self-experience. But no matter what, when it comes to Bethenny, if that is the case, good job, in my opinion, because she's shining a light on what's really going on when it comes to what Nene said, what other reality TV stars have said. Brandy from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Other people mentioned Love is Blind stars. It's a lot of them that have spoken about the treatment and what really goes on. We've been, and I don't even want to use the word fortunate enough, because it's not fortunate at all, but we've been able to see what's happened when it comes to Love and Marriage Huntsville. So great points. Hold your thoughts for me one quick second, Bad Apple. Let me read a couple comments. 564 people watching. Thank you guys so much. If you can hit that like button, I would appreciate it. Said the Kardashians aren't even called baby mamas like Black women, and that is exactly what they are, in my opinion. Here is someone that agrees with you, Hannah. Pamela Parker said, Bethenny is jumping in after Nene reminds me so much of women's suffrage, allegedly an invocation. Steph M said, Nene was the highest paid housewife. Nene did not market herself. Look at Dr. Jackie, Candy, Dr. Heavenly, Kenya, the talk about their businesses. Dr. Jackie even did a commercial to market herself. I can agree with that. Use your platform wisely, which is something that we. Okay, I know somebody blowing their nose, child. Something going on. Mute for me, panel. Nene didn't market any other things that she had going on. We did see her show her little shop on the show. And I don't want to say little, but she did have a boutique, I should say. But other than that, I haven't seen much. UK Frostbite said, you can't complain about someone else's system and not create your own system. Facts, facts, facts. Couple more comments. Cool Cat got some strong opinions. Cool Cat said Nene spit allegedly on Kenya on the last season she was on and did 3 interviews on networks, and when asked said she did not regret it and will do it again. Sophie said Nene shared ideas that were used and successful. She was not compensated. Cool Cat said, I don't think anyone is punishing Nene. They are leaving her where she chose to go when she walked off the job. Jobless as we all would be if we walked off of our jobs and spit on a coworker. Bravo put, Nene had been doing it too. Her lawsuit is about discrimination. Nene had been doing it too. Okay. Cool Cat, again, a couple more comments, guys. Cool Cat said, I think we all want to support Nene and give her credit for her good, but we should be honest and not ignore her self-inflicted antics and group her into the Revenge P lawsuit. The lawsuit is more than Revenge P. UK Frostbite again, you have to gain ownership of their own image and property like everyone else does. I agree. Rasante, 2 more comments. Said, when the housewives win against the network, because I believe they will win, anyone on any reality show on any other network should use that same lawyer and do a class action lawsuit as well. I do see class action lawsuit in their future. And then Soul Star said, Mel has a legitimate complaint. However, when you are always fighting, you get tired. She may not want the stress. That's true too. That's true too. All right, good, bad apple. Your thoughts on everything? Please make sure to mention what you put in the back chat too.
Okay, I will say the stress is worth the check. I know. Did I say that wrong? The check is worth the stress. Yeah.
Okay.
That's how I feel about Melody's situation. But anyways, I just, you know what? I gotta say this. I'm kind of raw this afternoon because of the Imani Roberson story. I was just hoping that she would be found, and we need to have a broader conversation about Black femicide because this is really out of control. But
okay,
anyways,
hold on. They found her?
They found her.
Yeah, they found her dead. Yeah. Oh, I'm saying unalive.
I know.
And they SWAT team in Atlanta arrested her husband.
I knew he did it.
I did too. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's obvious because of where her car was found. You know, like it's found near her house, near his place of residence. So, I mean, 9 times out of 10, it's a romantic partner that does it. So
I'm sorry to hear that. We'll definitely discuss. We'll definitely discuss. I'll put it down for live tomorrow, and we can chat about it because we got members only tonight. But
yeah. Speaking of reality shows, yeah, I did put in the back chat what happened with the Jordyn Woods situation. Like she was being shunned. I don't want to say blackballed because, like, I don't know, like what projects or like I don't know. Because see, blackball to me is about your professional situation. But she was being shunned in Hollywood. Like,
that's blackballing.
Okay. Well, yeah, I guess it could be the same thing. Like she wasn't being invited to like the hot parties and the events and couldn't really get into the clubs anymore and stuff like that. So she agreed to a deal that Chris came to her with because the Kardashian show is lagging in the ratings. They're stale or whatever. They needed a new storyline. So she is going to be Chloe's storyline and
Oh my
Kylie's
God.
storyline.
Oh,
Not.
So she agreed, she signed a contract with them to be on the show. And I guess she's gonna get paid. I hope she's gonna get paid. But it's supposed to get her back in the good graces of young Hollywood.
Different things.
Hold on. Somebody got something playing. Somebody.
Somebody needs to mute.
Who they are, things exactly the way that I would do it, and she still.
It was Hannah. Ciao. Okay, go ahead. Good bad apple.
Yeah, but that's what that situation. It's really just a business deal. I don't really know if we'll see the from what I have heard. Jordan and Kylie have been talking for like 6 months behind the scenes. Like they've been like, they hadn't really been like hanging out, but they've been back, getting close or whatever, as far as like talking to each other and stuff. And Chris was like, well, since y'all gonna be talking, if you're gonna try to be back friends with her, well, this gonna be a storyline. So,
We'll watch and see.
they're
I
making
want
it.
to be watching and seeing, child.
I know one. Basically, she sold her soul
Yeah.
to be in somebody's good grace, and that it ain't no more red table for her to go on when they bite her behind this time.
That's right.
So ain't.
Yeah,
And
but
she
that
don't
might
know-
be the only way that she can really reclaim her name, because she
She
have
already
been
did.
blackballed.
She already. You talking about Jordan Woods, Blessy?
Yeah.
Or Jordan Wood has already reclaimed, and I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Betty, we're gonna get back to you. She's done well since being from up under the Kardashians.
Ain't she engaged?
Yeah, and
Yeah,
she
you know how them Kardashians like to steal people, man. I'm not saying, the man is not going to leave unless he want to. But those women, they're no good to nobody. They're no good for anybody. They are
Not even to
parasites.
each
They are
other.
parasites on the earth. That's what they are. They're just parasites. And if Jordan Wood decides if that's her thing, that's her thing. And I'm sorry, but that just burnt my, because black people were, and as black women, sometimes, it just make me so sick and so angry how we rally around people and then it's like, they turn around and toot up their behinds and tell us to kiss their behind after we have been behind them. And, black people were behind this girl. And what she do, you can be friends with who you want to, but see, if you did me the way she did, that family did her, a storyline, honey, y'all better find somebody else, because I'm not the one, not a two, that's going to be able to do it. So if you're going to pay me, you're going to pay me what Kim get paid.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Marita on fire.
Right.
No, that was just one story right there that just really got me, because as black women, we are some of the most forgiving, and we always trying to help people. And I be saying, Lord, why do we have that? We just that's just us, but we don't get the same thing that we give people. We don't get that. We so unprotected. We are so unloved. And it's just, that just burns my blood. That makes my blood boil.
I know. And hold on, sis. Hold on, Rita. We're going to let Bad Apple finish, but I totally agree with you.
I do too.
It's a shame. But hold on. Go ahead, Bad Apple.
But I look at the fact that she is young and she wants to be in, the in crowd or whatever, and they've iced her out. She's not invited anywhere. And even though she's had like her own financial success and she's had, this success in her love life, she doesn't have the social life that she wants. She used to be like close friends with Lori Harvey. But Lori Harvey is in that crowd with Kendall Jenner and all of them. And so she's iced out.
Well, don't they still hang out? Her and
Hmm?
Lori? I said, I believe they still hang out, because she celebrated Lori's birthday with her when they all were in the brown and all of that. Jordan was there.
Jordan was? Okay, I didn't see that.
He was there.
Can I say something real quick about Jordan Woods?
One second, Cinnamon. You are next.
Okay.
So just hold your thought. Write it down. You next at the Bad Apple. Go ahead, Bad Apple.
But social media drives a lot of all of this. You know, social media is really the driving point of everything now. And even, you know, in negotiations with a show contract, they're looking at how many followers you have on social media. You know, what kind of engagement you get on social media, and are you going to bring the audience, because they feel like if you have you know, a wide social media presence, then you're going to bring in the audience for the show. I just feel like it's time for us to build our own platforms or produce our own projects. Because I was saying in the last live, Nene is never going to be welcome back to Bravo, but she can do her own project. There's a whole lot of there's different avenues that she can go. Even Jordan could have started doing her own mini show, mini series, or whatever. She has a YouTube channel, but she's barely does anything with it. I think people need to go ahead and tap into these resources that are out here, you know, because that's what it's for. Like YouTube, I know I was saying it last time, but YouTube is like the major place now to start a podcast or do some kind of project and get a sponsorship. Like corporate sponsors are looking to work with content creators now because it's too expensive to advertise on TV and on social media like that, you know, or really any other like broad media platform. So it's really incumbent on us to start owning the stuff that we do. And I say that myself as a songwriter, like you have to own your product, and you have to be like, that's why I look at Melody like she is a complete brand with different products, and everything that she puts out is supported by her as the brand. And like that's the blueprint right there. That's what everybody should be doing. Nene is a brand. Nene could I don't know. I'm not gonna beat a dead horse on that because I already said all that last time. But that is what it is. You know, race plays a major part in everything. And so you have to take that into consideration, keeping that in mind when you go into a situation. You know, you're going to be playing from, you know, you're just going to have that going against you coming in from out the gate. So you got to come in with your brand already built.
Well,
that is what it is.
And great points. Now, just to the last part, with your brand already built, sometimes you need the platform to build your brand. You know, otherwise you just stepping out there and no one knows about you. I didn't know you were a songwriter though. Congratulations. You never said that. Well, I've never heard you say that. So yeah, that's wonderful. When it comes to Jordan, I agree with you. I agree with Maritha, because the Kardashians, this is my opinion, are culture vultures. They are just culture vultures. So what I'm hoping, because the only thing that we saw was a picture of her and Kylie together. I haven't seen anything else, and I'm hoping that her mama and everybody else gave her a reminder of what she went through and how they basically tried to destroy her. So I got my eye out looking to see anything else. I think that Jordan has done wonderful. As I mentioned, since all of that happened, she does have a great guy, Carl Towns, NBA player, that is in love with her from what I can see. She was there for him when his mom passed and all of that. And again, when it comes to young Hollywood, I don't think that the Kardashians are running it like they were. they're running the media, and they got them on speed dial. So they want you. We're gonna be at this restaurant. Please make sure to catch us and flash these lights as we leave and all of that. But I think that young Black Hollywood is still intact from what I can see. I have seen Jordan with Lori and oh my goodness, what's her name? Ryan Destiny. A lot of them that still hang out together. So I think we have to really, if we're talking about building our own, I think even with that, they need to build their own as far as young Black Hollywood. Let the Kardashians go on about their business. To the chat real quick, UK frostbite is okay as of now, as long as UK frostbite is still respectful. We do respect people that have opinions that may not be ours. So I'm looking at the comments and I see you guys saying UK is a troll. So yeah, let's not argue. It's okay for now. But thank you, Bad Apple. We're going to go to Cinnamon Swirl. Cinnamon Swirl has something to say about Jordan Woods. Go ahead, Cinnamon Swirl.
Hey, okay, so Miss Jordan Woods, please don't sell your soul to the devil. And if you need a reference, pick up the phone and call Ray J.
Call Beyonce.
Right. Call Ray J and speak to Ray J and find out what they did to him. Do not sell your soul to them Kardashians. They will use you and turn their back on you. So please don't do it, sis. Please don't do it. Don't do it. Go ahead and do your own platform. Stay away from them Kardashians. They are trouble, especially to Black people. Stay away from them. I agree 100% with what Bad Apple said. We need to start our own platform. We need to move on this movement. We need to boycott. We need to go back. I'm a baby boomer. So I was born prior to 64. That's the cutoff for baby boomers. We need to move on this momentum. We have a lot of power, a lot of control that we don't use. We need to boycott these stations, these programs, these companies. Show them that we have power. It is the time to do it. It's time. We got to go ahead and do that. Sacrifice looking at a show in order to make a stand for something. Because if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for everything. And that's what we tend to do is we don't stand for stuff and we tend to fall for things. As far as Bravo and this lawsuit, I believe, in my opinion, it will become a class action lawsuit. And what will happen is that Bethenny Frankel will get the largest check because it appears she might be the first one to go to seek an attorney. And the first person who seeks the attorney, part of a class action lawsuit, will get the biggest check. So I believe that Bethenny jumped on it because she saw what was going on and she had a gripe. And it's unfortunate that she may get the biggest check, but that's a learning lesson for us. A learning lesson, for us to not sit back and be taken advantage of. EEOC. Okay, so myself, I have been part of 2 lawsuits as far as discrimination. The last one was 8 years ago, and I waited for EEOC to get back to my attorney. They dragged their feet. They finally gave the okay, but because it took so long, when they gave the okay, the company that I had the discrimination lawsuit against, FBI came in 2 weeks before the EEOC gave my attorney the okay. So my attorney said, I'm not going to sue them because they're in the process of being shut down. But we must take this stuff serious. And I know it's hard. It is very hard to prove discrimination because a lot of times it's subtleness. It's things that we feel that's very subtle. But I had major cases because it was very blatant, because I work in mortgage lending. And most of the time, I'm the only person that looks like me in my department. And because of my credentials, a lot of times I'm higher than the white women. A lot of the times I have been their manager and their supervisor. And I was discriminated even though I was the manager. So it is time, but you have to have clear, concise evidence of it. Discrimination is very hard to prove. And they did that purposely because they know that they discriminate against us on a daily basis. And so what they did, they made the burden of proof so hard that it's hard to fight against. So when you have a clear cut case, first of all, seeking an attorney that will do it pro bono based on if you have a case or not, and that way they won't get paid until the case is settled. But we must take action when we can see blatant discrimination. We must, we must, we must.
Great. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Great.
Nene. I like Nene. Nene did get a big head. She really did. But I feel as though she was blackballed, and I want Nene to get her money because it's preventing her from working. So Nene, get your money, whether you be number 2 in line of Bethenny, or if you do your own, and maybe you can get some people underneath you and file your own class action lawsuit, do that. But I think Nene deserves to be paid because she is clearly being blackballed. Is there anything else I wanted to say? I think I said everything I wanted to say.
Wow. Great points. Your advice to Jordan, I totally agree. Don't sell your soul to them Kardashians. Like I said, they are culture vultures. Great point, Cinnamon. Thank you so much for that. We are going to real quickly, if you have not hit the like button for me.
And can I say one thing
hold
about
on,
the culture?
hold on. In the chat, if you guys can please, let me see what Blessy said. I respect your opinion, but honey, you have to respect others. If it don't align with you, hon, it's okay. Just respect. Okay, if I miss anything that was disrespectful, if somebody can point it out to me, I'll go back up in the comments when it comes to the UK. So far, I only see UK stating opinions that may be against some of ours, but I haven't seen anything disrespectful. So if I missed
think it's her being antagonizing to others. That's what people are saying in the chat. You know, you don't, that's, you know, she has her opinion, but don't attack someone else for their opinion as well.
Okay, if I missed it, I'm gonna scroll up. In UK, now that's 2 people, 2 of my moms that done called you out now. I'm gonna scroll up real quick because I'm trying to be fair. But yeah, I may have to do you like I did Beautiful at the start of this live and boot you. But everybody, some of my cutie crew, everybody, let's just keep it respectful. Go ahead, Bad Apple, and then we go into L'Oreal.
Just this one short thing to say, we can point out that there are culture vultures, but we can't blame them for being culture vultures if we're not going to gatekeep the culture. That's all I wanted to say.
Amen.
That's the word.
Amen.
That's the real word.
Baby, you said that, Bad Apple. If we don't gatekeep it, then what? And
I'm going back down to the chat, the bushes.
Yes.
Y'all enjoy.
Look, Bad Apple, I need you in the back chat for a moment.
Okay.
Okay, babes.
Real quick to that point, I totally agree. Have we really put a stop to this? Because when it comes to Black folks, we are the culture. You can look at the music, you can look at the fashion, you can look at all of that. And I totally agree. Great point. Good Bad Apple. Okay, L'Oreal, you are up.
Hey. I just wanted to say I think we need to start leaving our emotions out of stuff like this that pull up for our people. Regardless if she had an ego, if you didn't like her, any of that, when we start seeing some valid points of discrimination, stand for that person and move on. You know, do what you can to support them. Saying, well, she had an ego and she did this and she did that and she did this. That still doesn't justify any part of discrimination against her.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all I really want to say. You know, like let's start leaving our emotions out of it and putting it in. But let's just stand for something together. You know, we see our counterparts do that all the time. You know what I mean? They might not even like a Hispanic person, but if they walk in a place of business and she's the person that speaks bilingual, they could speak good English. But they still gonna choose to talk and complete their business transaction with her because they have that commonality and that understanding. That you see what I mean? And we need to start doing that. Now you can hate Nene, you don't have to like her, you don't have to do none of that, but leave that out of the equation. And it should not take other people, like Bethenny Frankel and all these other people to come in to be heard, but that's facts. And that ain't nothing new either. In order for a lot of them Jim Crow laws and everything else to come apart, it had to be some clear people to stand up with us to be heard. And it's sad it has not changed, but that's the truth. So we need to learn how to back them and stand with them. It's hard enough to have all the clear people fighting you, but again, have us hating you and after you too. Just stand for her, support her whichever way you can. That don't mean you got to support her later on after. But in this case, stand for the non-discrimination because it could be you, it could be your daughter, it could be your cousin, your auntie, and anyone else. So that's all I had to really say. I gotta go get these boys haircut, but I had to chime in on this because I've seen it too far on many channels of bringing up her ego. We need to move past that.
And I'm guilty. I don't know if I used ego, but I did say she had the big head. So I thank you for that. I don't think that I downed her. But yeah, excellent points. And you are right. Where do we start when it comes to supporting our own, even if they may be loud about it or egotistical or suffering from the big head, in my opinion. And speaking for me personally, even though I said that, I still support everything that she's doing as far as this lawsuit. I do. But great point. Great points. You said the same thing as Bad Apple. Basically, if we don't stand with each other or gatekeep or make sure that we put a stop to this and all of that, who will? Nobody. So, wow. Thank you, L'Oreal. I appreciate that.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, I have a good one.
You as
You
well.
too.
All right. That was excellent. Let me add up at the L'Oreal. We have Aunt Debbie, but let me add up. We have Justice in the back. Hey, Justice.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I am blessed, thank you.
That's good. That's good. Thanks for joining me. All right. We got Aunt Debbie. Aunt Debbie, your thoughts.
Well, I think of it as like this. That's been a patriotic system and entertainment using women, making money off women's back. That's what these men are doing. And oppressing them at the same time. They call you when they need you. And this been going on since the 60s. I remember when Diane Carroll, Mahalia Jackson, they were making pictures and they weren't getting paid what the others were getting paid, but they were used.
Yes.
And they stood out, but they didn't get the money to after later on. Okay, fast forward to the present. Carlos King worked for Bravo, and he was there when a lot of this abuse and mistreatment was going on. He knew about it. He took that same treatment over to OWN and did that to the same ladies because men have been getting away with it for so long. Women have evolved. Nobody listened to Nene when she first brought this up. It just a shame it took for a clear lady like Bethenny Frankel to come forward and put these accusations out there, and now it's getting some attention when it should have been getting attention a long time ago. This has not just started. It's been going on for the longest.
Yeah.
Okay, now as far as the Kardashians, they put them up front a lot of shows that came before them and tried to make it look like they started it. They did not. These women have did things called strife. They pick up and they throw out. And it all started from a tape where they used Ray J to get this tape, make this tape, put it out, so they could get success.
Gotta say it. The mom even made them, Kris Jenner, real quick on Debbie, made them redo the tape. I don't know if
Yes,
everybody
she did.
know it. Allegedly. But go ahead on Debbie.
Allegedly. What that say about her using her child in that way? Look how they doing their sister Courtney. She's trying to get away from them and break away.
Yep.
Because she's seen from the inside what they do to each other. Now they threw Jordan out. Now they bring her in just to use her again, to use her to make some money off her back and give her a few pennies, if they give her any of the pennies. You know, this is what people do when they use you, when they in cliques, and they just use black people for what they want till they have no more further need for them. Then they throw them away. Same way Bravo did Nene. Yes, Nene had the big head and she had an ego. But when you have an ego, people are just saying that as constructive criticism. So when she get on the next project, she won't make the same mistake because women want to see women do better.
Say it. Say it.
So all this stuff about, you know, somebody trying to put somebody down. Sometimes people not putting you down. They lifting you up because they want to see you do better. It's all how you look at it and perceive it.
Yes.
So I hope the best for Jordan. I hope what happens at Bravo, all those women get their just due. I hope it trickles down and make people look at OWN to see what Melody has gone through since she's been on that show at the hands of the men, because the men are the one that's oppressing and doing these things and saying it's all right, you gonna take it and you not gonna say nothing about it. Well, today the women are speaking up. They are saying something about it and they want their justice. May let God's will be done. I hope they get every penny they all deserve, every one of them. Yes, because it's gone on long enough.
Aunt Debbie. Okay. Will we? Aunt Debbie dropping. They can support us and oppress us at the same damn time. And are we not watching that BBC Love and Marriage Huntsville? Facts, facts, facts. Not just Love and Marriage Huntsville, other shows as well. You're absolutely right as far as Carlos, because he was on Real Housewives of Atlanta as far as producing. And we do believe, allegedly, his last time there was the whole big blow up with Candy, Phaedra, and Portia when it comes to allegedly it being said that Candy had drugged some folks. Carlos was there, and I think after that, he was out of there. And I do think that it was said that I guess he wanted to allegedly push that episode or whatever. This is all alleged. I'm just trying to remember everything. But Debbie, you're right, Aunt Debbie. He has taken that same treatment right over to OWN. We have seen it on Love and Marriage Huntsville, Love and Marriage Detroit. People are seeing it. Bell Collective, people are seeing it. And they all are under the umbrella of Kingdom Reign Entertainment. Great, great points, Aunt Debbie. Thank you for that. Real quick, sis Marie, before you get started, let me read 2 comments. I said it, now what, said. The others have flipped tables, thrown wine glasses, fought each other, went to prison, etc. So true. Real Housewives of New Jersey comes to mind. Teresa Giudice have flipped the table. Evelyn Lozada has thrown wine bottles. But the fighting and all of that went to prison. That was Teresa. Yeah, that was showcased as well. We saw that. We haven't seen anything when it comes to Carlos putting out there what's on his own shows. But we have heard him talking about other shows. Lastly, last comment, Angie B put all of the housewives have nasty attitudes. So why is, I'm not sure, somebody got something going on, some rattling or something, somebody on the panel. Angie B put all of the housewives have nasty attitudes. So why is Nene attitude being called out as an issue? Nene isn't the only one with a bad attitude. That is true. And I do agree with Aunt Debbie as well. Sometimes if we say she had the big head, it's in love and it's to correct the criticism, Lord have mercy, for her to take it and maybe change possibly going forward. You can criticize in love, and I'm going to stand on it. She did have the big head. And, that's just what I saw. That's my opinion. I did see her isolating herself as well from the other cast members. That don't mean that her fight against the network is not valid. But okay, go ahead, Maritha. Thanks, sis.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Now, okay, I'm gonna start with the Kardashians first. I don't know how long they've been on TV, 15 years, I don't know. But I do remember when the Kardashians first started on, television. And I remember a lot of bike stories from the Kardashians. My daughter was in high school and she absolutely loved the Kardashians. And I asked her why. Why do you like these women? What is in them that you see that you would like to emulate? What about them? And if you can't tell me something about them, then you don't even need to be watching them or even looking up to them. Oh, they have some good makeup. Oh, okay, they have good makeup. And you watch this show. It's not. I didn't like it then, and I don't like it now. And my daughter, I think after I talked to her about that, she began to see what I was talking about, and she was a junior in high school. And just like someone on the panel say, I think it was Bad Apple said it. We can't talk about the Kardashian, and there's some our sisters that still under them. And I think when Kyle, she didn't want to stop being Jordan's friend, but it was family over friendship. Family came first, as it should. But, family can't pick and choose who you're going to be friends with. But when Jordan got from under the Kardashians, she lost weight. She came up. She started looking good. Sometimes you have to fall down to get up. We don't see setback as a setup for a step up. And that's what she had. Now, for her to go back into that, and I mean how Black people was riding hard for her, how people, and I was even one of them, riding for this girl. Now, if this is this is your business, this is your life. If that's what you choose to do, go ahead, honey, go ahead and do it. But if they did that to you one time, they will do it to you again. A snake, a leopard, a zebra, and a snake never change. It is what it is. We ain't never seen a zebra without their stripes, and we ain't never seen a leopard without their spots. And a snake is a snake. I don't care if it's a green snake, a grass snake, whatever kind of snake. It's still a snake. It still slithers. Mm-hmm. So that's what the Kardashians are. They are parasites. And I used to always wonder why Beyonce, when Kanye and Kim was married, Beyonce didn't get this girl the time of the day, didn't even want her children playing, didn't even want their children playing together. Mm-hmm. And I always wondered that. Then I understood by and by that that's not the type of lifestyle that I want to be around. Because the Kardashians are users. They will use you up and just throw you away like you garbage. So that part, Jordan, honey, I wish you much success. If that's what you want to do, hey, go at it. Now, Nene, that's my girl. Because our attitude is sort of up just alike. But I never had the big head, but I did speak up for myself, and I spoke up loudly. And I spoke up for others. Case in point, I worked at one of the largest grocery chains in the state of Florida on the almost in Georgia, Alabama, South Carolina, and North Carolina, moving into different states. There was, I worked for Publix for 5 years? And there were people there before me. But there was this black girl, they had asked her to leave her full-time job to come and work part-time. And she did. She had been working for them for 3 years part-time. There was this clear man who had been working there after I got there in like 6 months. So he came in one day. Someone said, "Oh, I heard you got full-time." So I said, "What?" He said, "Yeah, I got full. They gave me full-time." I said, "Oh, hell no." And I said, "Stephanie, how long you been here?" And she said, "Oh, I've been here about 3 years." I said, "You ain't full-time yet?" I said, "Oh, no." I said, "Well, I guess being clear give you privilege." So he went to the office and said, I said he had white privilege. They called me. No, they didn't call me. I went to the office because I'm mad. I'm upset now because you gave him full-time. Stephanie been here 3 years and you asked her to leave her full-time job to come here to work part-time with the hopes that you were going to give her full-time. So I said, well, if you're not going to speak up for yourself, I'm going to speak up for you. And I went in the office and they didn't expect to see me in the office. I heard the whole conversation. They behind closed doors. I'm sitting in the office, but I could hear everything that's going on. Don't worry about it. We're going to give it to you, this, that, and the other. I said, okay. So when they opened the office door, my face was the face that they saw. So they, oh, Marita. It wasn't like that. I said, you don't have to explain nothing to me. I said, but look, this is what I have to say. You asked this girl to leave her job full time where she's getting hours. She only work here part time. She has a family and she's pregnant now. She left her full time to come part time. And this man been here 6 months and he already got full time. Well, you know, he's sick and he need the insurance. I say she pregnant and got 2 children. She need the insurance too. And she need the money. I said, that was not fair. Well, did you say he had white privilege? And I said, and did and do. I said, because that's not fair. I said, I don't want full-time because I don't want to get up early in the morning and I don't want to be working late at night. I don't want that. But it's not fair what y'all did. So I'm standing up for black women, you know, and as black women, as black people, period, but as black women, we got to stop having that house and field ninja mentality. Nene was loud and she was, she just got a dominant personality and that's her. And then I fully understand because when you are fed up with the situation, you just fed up with it. And the way she's going about it, I don't say she wrong. I don't say she right. That's the way she see fit to go about doing things. And when a person has wronged you at that time, you don't care about what you say or who you say it to. Do she have faults? Of course she has faults. She is not God. She is a human being. The last time I checked, she was a human being. And then, there's some, now we know if Nene had left that show, and Nene had to stay to that show like Kim Zolciak did. How many people on the panel and in the chat watched Tardy for the Party? I'm gonna look at it and see how many people in the chat watched Tardy for the Party. She got Tardy for the Party. Now this, I'm pretty sure that show was losing money because I promise you, I never watched that show and I don't know too many women that did watch that show. Look at how the way she treated Sweetie. And Nene brought that to the forefront. Sweetie! And then what her husband named Kurt, whatever her husband named Kurt, I don't know what his name is. He didn't like Sweetie. Whatever her husband name, he didn't like Sweetie. And Nene spoke these words out of her mouth. When it came up about Kim was getting a divorce from whatever her husband name is, didn't Nene say that she was going to come back? And when they say that Kim was losing her house, didn't Nene say that Andy and Bravo was going to make a way that she didn't lose that house? Did she lie about that? So no, we're never going to get the same treatment that they're getting. Even on New York Housewives, who watched that? Who really watched that branch of the Housewives? Who watched that? But they were getting paid. And what her name, Bethenny, she did what she's supposed to do. when she was on New York Housewife. She started all kind of businesses, sold a business for X amount of dollars. So as black women, but as black people as a whole, but we're talking about black women now, we gotta stop looking out for other people and start looking out for us. And then when I say look out for us, constructive criticism, you can correct me all day long. But when you just criticizing me just to criticize me, you done lost me. But if you pull me and say, Maritha this and Maritha that, don't tell me what I need to do, what I ought to do, and what I should do. Just tell me what it is. Don't you know how we like to do it? Well, you need to do this and you need to do that. No, you done lost me. I done shut down, and then the attitude is finna come out. So don't do it to me like that. As black women, we got to stop. We lift everybody up but each other. We come to everybody rescue but our own. Yes, we need to start, if Jordan want to get her own little group, okay, get your own little group. The Kardashians not the only thing that's going in Hollywood, right. I'm sure. Because if it was, I'm sure Beyonce would be in that number. But you see, B don't even be around her and don't want her around her like that. So as black, the state of Florida got me so upset with this curriculum. My blackness was dormant. But now as black women, we are very creative. And there's nothing that we can't do that won't sell. Look how they want our lips. They want our thighs. They want our breasts. They want our hips. And then, black women, we are it. We are it. So why we got to run behind the white woman? And yeah, Bravo, you know what Bravo is doing? Bravo is getting their just dessert. And yes, OWN is going to get the same thing too. Because not only do people, see what OWN Network is allowing Carlos to do with Melody, the harassment on her job, how her husband, this P porn, this P thing, this P tape, how this man done treated her, how the people on the show are treating her. That's harassment. If you were out in the real world and the real work world, that's a lawsuit right there.
Absolutely.
Undue stress, unnecessary stress. That's a lawsuit.
Yeah.
So, as black women, we need to shut up. If you're not going to do better, don't talk about it. So you got to do, if you know better, you do better. And don't do it. And when you do something, don't, when a sister fall down, don't put your stilettos on her bike and keep her down there. Just put your hand up and come on and just talk to this sister. Encourage this sister. That's what we have to do. We got to encourage each other, but we got to call each other out when that time is needed to call them out. When they're going through something, I'm going to help you while you're down, but sis, we got to talk, right? We're going to have that talk. And that's how we as people supposed to do. And I heard earlier in the chat, and then I'm gonna be finished with this. I heard earlier about dressing, how black women, how we used to dress. How when I was a little girl, I used to see black women look so pretty, dressed, covered, dressed. And the men, and I'm telling you, when I was a little girl going to church on Sunday, I used to have on my gloves, my socks with the little ruffles and everything. So when I grew up, and my daughter and her friends will tell you, even the little girls in church would say, that's not ladylike. Miss Marisa say that's not ladylike. When you wearing a dress, every time you move, you got to pull it down. You got to pull it down when you dress. And then some people come in the church house and they say, well, God say come as you are. I say, no, sweetie, that ain't what he meant by coming with all your behind showing. Then you get mad when somebody comes and put something across your lap. They're not being disrespectful. You being disrespectful coming in the church looking like that. You being disrespectful when you go in Walmart, Publix, or Target, or anywhere dressed like, black people had black women. I'm talking about black women. Black women had pride in the way they dress. So you know what? When I used to just go into Walmart looking any kind of way. So when I moved over here in Cape Coral, I said, you know what? Because I lived in Lehigh, and it was a little small area, you know, running Walmart with my pajama bottoms and my bonnet on. I said, oh no, this is not me. What if I see one of the little girls that I tell them that's not ladylike? So what I do when I get ready to go, even in Walmart, I get up, I iron me something to put on, iron my t-shirt or throw it in the dryer to get the wrinkles out of it, put some lip gloss on, throw my eyelashes on, and tie a scarf, a pretty scarf around my head, and go. We got to start by taking pride in ourselves and stop sexualizing our little girls the way we have them dressed. So when they grow up, they dressing like little hoochies and stuff like that, and then you get mad if somebody look at your children all sideways. No. You couldn't pay my granddaughter to go in the store looking no any kind of way, because that was instilled in her. You are a representative of me, and you not going nowhere looking like a floozy that's standing on the corner. We had pride in the way we carried ourselves, the way we dressed, the way we talked, the way we didn't greet each other. Hey, B, hey, ho. We didn't do all of that when I was growing up. So we got to get back to the fundamentals. We got to teach our young people going forward. Because if we don't, our kids gonna be lost. Our grandkids gonna be lost. Our little nieces and cousins, they gonna be lost. They gonna think that's cute. Clapping. You see them, they walking around with booty shorts and all their breasts hanging out, and then the mamas ain't no better. We got as black women, everybody copy us anyway, so we might as well have something good for them to copy us from.
Yep.
Whoa.
Yeah.
All I can say is woo and whoa.
Thank you, Marita. Thank you.
Let me say this. You just preached a whole word. A whole word. And I'm going to start from my notes from the top. A snake is a snake is a snake is a snake. You're absolutely right. The Kardashians, most definitely, in my opinion, Kardashians, as I call them in Good Bad Apple, snakes. They use black men as accessories, and the black fools just didn't realize you wasn't nothing but a purse on their arm or some earrings in their ear. They wanted those kids that were half black, and basically that's it. When it comes to Beyonce, she peeped game, and Jay-Z peeped game. Prime example is we don't see the paparazzi catching Beyonce and Jay-Z and their kids out in public. But guess who we do see? We see the Kardashians because they want us to see them. You know what I mean? So something as simple as that. Jay-Z and Beyonce are billionaires. There are methods that you can take to make sure that your privacy is not intruded upon. And that's another thing that the Kardashians have built their brand on. What else did you put? We have to set the example. I am with you. That's the time that I grew up. I don't play that. What's up, B? No. That. And I mentioned this before on another video or live video before. I don't play that because when it's serious or when you joking, I may not be able to tell. So we just not gonna play that, period. I'm not gonna you that way. I had to tell a close friend of mine to stop saying that to me, and she honored my wish. I don't play that. What's up, ho? What's up? No. And I think that when we normalize that, then guess what? Don't be mad when your man start calling you that. I feel like never ever did. You dropped so much, sis. Let me see what else. I don't know. Constructive criticism. You're absolutely right. For me, what if they don't take the criticism as being constructive criticism? Because it's not just a few of us that have said that Nene had the big head. It was her fellow cast members and other people that spoke out. But if she takes it as constructive criticism and moving forward, pay a closer attention to some of the things that she may say, no matter what, we are standing by black women. Maritha said, and if you guys could hashtag it and put it in the chat, hashtag Black women are it. We are it. We've been it. They want our hair, like Maritha said. They want our bodies. They want our shapes, small waists, big behinds. They want our lips. All of this stuff they're paying for, that we were born and blessed with. So I think that if we, as a people, Black women especially, celebrate each other, that's another reason why I don't come out here on YouTube and go at my sisters. I'm just not going to do it. You got a right to do whatever. Now, you know, if my name mentioned, that may be a different thing, but you got a right to do and say whatever you want to say. And I think we all should stand together as much as possible. Black women are it. So thank you so very much for that, Maritha. You dropped it like it was hot. And next up, we got Blessy. Blessy, your thoughts? I saw some of your comments, Bless. You on it too.
I'm going to start with my personal story. I have my kids are grown. I have one particular daughter that a lot of people think that she has because she has the size boob, she has the rare end, the small waist, and on top of it, especially in the Caribbean, she have Aunt Marita color, which is something that is still, you know, revered in the Caribbean. Once you're light skin, brown skin, you're reds, you understand. So I had to pull her up because I am Aunt Marita. I'm old school. I had to tell her, you can't want to dress like a WHORE and expect to get respected. You're on the beach, you wear a bikini, you wear a two-piece, but you don't wear that to go to the store. You don't wear that to go to the shop. You are my child, you are my representation. And don't tell me that you're grown because, sorry, panel, I'm old school. I'll beat you down. Period. And it's not up for discussion. She didn't talk to me for about 6 months, but you know, she changed her style because at the end of the day, no, we have lost our, as some of us as Black people, our culture, our respect of how we carry about ourselves. As for Nini, I may not agree with her method, but I applaud her for doing it because if she had done it subtle, nobody would have known about it. Nobody would, because it would have taken, but because she had to make, again, as a Black woman, you have to scream to the top of your lungs that you are being R for somebody to take you seriously. You go and you complain, you know, I've been R, you know, I've been R. Nobody pays you attention. Now, unfortunately, as always throughout history, this Bethenny woman is coming and going to reap the benefit of what Nini had to sacrifice in order to be recognized. You understand what I'm saying? But I know God is going to bring Nini on top because when you look at the voting right, woman right, it's always the Black woman who have to sacrifice themselves, and then the others come in and they take a plate for it. And we want to, oh, Black people are loud, they are manly. Black women from creation, from slavery, we had to be the woman and the man because they break our husband, our man, our son in front of us. And we had to teach our daughters, you got to be strong because here what's going on. Your husband might be here tomorrow, but he may not be here. He might be on another field. So you got to take the responsibility to bring up the daughter in a strong manner and to bring up the son without affection. So that is something that we are still dealing with. As for Jordan, I pray God that this time he give her wisdom because the Kaddish, whatever they call them, I've never really watched their thing. They are snake colorful. And it's so unfortunate that a lot of our Black children look up to them because they went and they pay for lips that we naturally have. They pay for rare end that we naturally have. They pay for small waist that we naturally have. And then you want to look like at the first black woman and saying that her arm is too strong. And you find for first lady, she have a big butt. Come on. And black people were saying it as well, because some of us, we do not celebrate our own. We join with the others to pull down. When it comes to the others, they join together. They band together to keep their own. And, as Aunt Marita said, we got to bring back the respect, the love, and the support within the black community. And just like Aunt Marita, please, I going outside, I make sure, because you never know who you're going to meet.
Mm-hmm.
So you always, dress yourself in and you carry about yourself in a certain manner. Me, I love looking sexy. Don't get it twisted. Me, I love looking sexy. But there's a difference, as I told my daughter, with looking sexy and looking slutty. There is a
Exactly.
sexy and not teeth. You understand someone say? I said, you know what they're going to call you? Dime a dozen. I said, because what you're going to be, for those who from the Caribbean who know what cane feel is, the sugar cane is something you run in, you break, and you suck, and you're gone. I said, you are going to be considered a cane feel. And as I don't know which one of the singer who say you can't take a WHORE to make a housewife. I said, and if you develop that reputation, then what? Then what?
Mm-hmm.
So she wasn't too pleased because I'm 25. I said, honey, listen to me. 9 months to make you 9 minutes, and it's a wrap. It's a wrap. I don't care whether you're 25 or 55. I said that no. And I was in America here, and we talking on Zoom, and I watching she dressed. I said, no, you're not leaving that house. And she know I'll be Jesus Christ. I'll walk on water and grab her from that party and bring her home.
You sound like me.
All the ones that praying. My son, Dwayne was what, 26? Everybody telling me that my son always walking with, they seen him on the road with his boxers. I was like, no, not my son. His belt is for his waist and the pants have belt. No, on my way home, he and his girlfriend walking down the road. The boy walking like if he a bandy because the pants dropping down. As I drive, could you stop here a minute? The driver stop. I'm not saying do this, people, and please, I'm from the Caribbean. I do that in Trinidad, not in only America. I just drop out of the car, put your pants back on and get back in the car.
That's right.
By the time I reach home, his pants was under his breast. He never did it again. There are certain things. My first bonus child, because my ex-husband, he had a child before. He don't come by me because, again, Richard was 30 something, and I tell him, I'm sorry, you're not coming in my house like that. Pull your pants up before you enter the door. Else don't come in. And I let his wife and his child come in, and he stand up outside. They cut the visit short because he wasn't coming in my house because he wasn't pulling up his pants. I don't have a problem with somebody who going to allow it, fine by me. But as a me and my house, don't come by me. It's quite all right. I'll talk to you outside in the yard, but you're not coming in my house. So that is it. And I'm glad that this thing come out too, because now Carlos Queen, the own network, they're going to be watching that. Okay, we allow this to go on. So you know what? Before thing come out there, they're going to solve that revenge thing with Martell. They're going to do mediation and get that result because they're not going to want it end up like a Bravo on a NBC. That's my opinion. Because if I was them, that is what I would do. Call a mediation. You know what? Come here. I glad Melody again. Because of what Nini did, Melody is reaping the benefit of it. So even if Nini was her attitude and whatever was a sacrificial lamb, there are a lot of Black people who are going to come behind and reap the benefit of the same attitude that they say she have and whatever, which she did, but it is what it is. She couldn't get what she is getting now, and Bethenny would not have been talking out had Nini not talk about it.
Yeah.
Melody is not going to get a recourse if Nini didn't talk about it, because again, we as Black people, we are always looked down upon as nothing when everything basically is built on us, whether it's our Black men, our Black sons, or our Black daughters, or the woman. And that's my 2 cents. Sorry.
No need to be sorry, Blessy. You speaking game. Look, I need to come live on Saturday mornings more often. Now you all always speak game, but everything that's been said from Maritha to, I mean, I don't want to point anybody out because I don't want to miss anybody. Everybody. But Blessy, let me say some things to you. Yeah, mediation may start, but I think that a lot of us want more than that, and we want Martell to be held accountable for the things that he's done. You know, I don't want a settlement and he's still on the show, or we need to see what happens when it comes to this. It is as plain as day. It's out in the open. He admitted it. Coleslaw went on and further proved how low down that all was. So we want real change when it comes to that. A couple other things. You spoke about how your daughter was shaped as a young age. That was me at 12, 13. Small waist, big behind. My sister had to go off on a guy on a bus. I was 12. We were on a bus coming back home, and he thought I was grown, I guess. I don't know. He was just a perv. My brother had to knock a couple guys out when I was a young teen just for that very reason. Now, I wasn't scantily clad, but some things like your body shape, you can't hide.
Yeah.
But what you said about Nene was a word blessed. If she had done it subtly, quietly, no one would have noticed. So we may think, and I have said, oh, I ain't like the way she said, because I think at the time I said it is because I saw her still fighting to be on the show. And this further proves what Hannah said, keep quiet to a certain extent and handle business the right way. So when she was out screaming they was rapists, excuse me, Lord have mercy, racist. When she was out screaming all of this, a lot of us, maybe it's mindset. Maybe we've been conditioned to feel like we shouldn't talk like that loudly. So, you are absolutely right. No one would have noticed. We still talk about it today. When it comes to the strength of Black women, I agree with that, Blessy. Some of us, myself included, I was born to a Black woman, so it's just in me naturally. But some of us want to be softer. We can't because of these men. So if the men played their parts, their position, their roles, and handle things accordingly, a lot of Black women would love to be softer. A lot of Black women, they got this whole thing that goes on nowadays calling this is my soft era. Well, I've been soft for this past month, and you guys know the reason or the decision that I had to make. The softer that I've been in years, because I had to be strong to make sure everything else is running the way that it should. So, but when it comes to strength, I think it's in us as Black women. What else did you put, Blessy, real quick? And then we do have to go to Justice next, and we're going to end with Gigi because we got members only. We already at 2 hours and 45 minutes. You said if they dress a little trashy, that comes a dime a dozen. I am a firm believer in that. I too like to look sexy, classy, sexy. You can still have on a form-fitting dress, and it's classy. So I think that unfortunately, a lot of these new entertainers, they in their trash era. I don't like it. And lastly, when you talk about your grandson and pulling the pants up, yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am. My daddy didn't play it with his grandkids because his kids knew better. And my mama went as far as stomping rap tapes, cassette tapes. So I'm aging myself. We had cassette tapes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I remember.
Yes, ma'am. And she happened to walk in the house when we playing Easy E and NWA and all of that. She would take it out and stump it into pieces. So it all falls upon the elders or the mothers and fathers and grandparents. Everybody needs to step back up and get control of this generation. So great points, Blessy. Thank you for that. Like I said, we do got to go to Justice and then Gigi. We out of here 3 hours tops because we're going to be on probably 3-4 tonight. So thanks again, Blessy. And go ahead, Justice, your thoughts?
Yes, thank you for having me. I'm so enjoying your panel today. It is wonderful. Thank you.
This has been great.
I just want to say that there's layers. And I want everybody to just kind of like get ready to go to church with me. There's layers to this thing that we're going through, that we're seeing as women and as Black people. And though we're pro-Black woman, we need to not lose eyesight of the fact that we need to be pro-Black people. Because in the layering of this, Bible says everything is first spiritual and then natural. Everything is spiritual and then natural. So this, what we're seeing right now, that is a form of antichrist, if Christ is love and we are loving people and we love everybody. So this must be antichrist, not love. And it started a long time ago. I want to say that maybe, just maybe, that racism is a god of this world. The Bible says Satan imitates God. So if racism is a god of this world, what would it do? It would imitate God. It would take control. It would take authority. It would take rulership. And that's what it's done. So the people that we're seeing today and speaking on today, the layer prior to them, even CK, Carlos King, I mean, we just despise what he's allowing to happen, but let's just assume that there's some power higher than him that controls his actions. There's a power that he must be subject to who is not even stopping him, correcting him, directing him to stop what's happening on his shows. Why?
It starts with him. Go ahead. It starts with him.
But he works for somebody.
Absolutely.
He don't own this shit. He works for somebody. He's making somebody money. And the love of money is the root to all evil. So if I love money, if I love it, then I don't care how he bring it to me, long as he get it to me. And that's where comes in that even though he has this layer of authority over the show, so we think, how do we know what's happening in the back room? Yes, Carlos, you're doing a good job, Carlos. Keep it going, Carlos. And without even saying it, keep using your people, Carlos. Keep destroying your race, Carlos. Come on here. He's working for somebody spiritually. If racism is the god of this world, one of the gods, one of them, because we got hate, we got malice, we got unaliving, we got molestation and all these other things, but one of them, just one. We're talking about this one God of the world, and it's ruling through people. Take Kim Kardashian. What white man did they marry, use up all their funds, and when they through with them, kick them out? She only married one white guy. The rest of the men that have come through that family have been Black men. Yes, Kim, helped destroy. Yes, Kim, helped bring down. And how many of those Black men had Black children in Black families? Come on now. Can you get an eye for this spirit that's moving over the land through people? Through people. Remember, Satan is an imitator of God. God ain't walking the earth, but he moves through people. Satan imitates. He moved through people. Let's take, for example, Bill Cosby. Who brought him down? I think it was 15, maybe 20 women with a problem with him. But it took one white woman just one, to bring him down. Tabernacle. We say Nene, she spoke so loud, she got the big head, she this, but from a long time ago, from slavery on, we've been taught, shut up. Don't say that. Master don't want you to say that. Don't look like that. You got to look happy. Didn't they say she wasn't happy? She didn't look happy. She didn't walk around saying, I'm not happy, but they said she wasn't happy. She wasn't looking happy. She wasn't looking the part that we want her to look like while we do her wrong. And the same thing is happening right now. When we look at Kim Zolciak, Kim is not purposely trying to destroy Black people, but Kim is being used when she had Sweetie working for her. Kim was being used to show the mistress of the house. Yeah, I said it, mistress of the house. And Sweetie took on the role of a slave servant. Go back and look at the tapes. I lie now. She handled the mistress babies. She handled the mistress food. She catered to the mistress. When the mistress beckoned, Sweetie ran. I mean, we are looking at the God of this earth, racism. One of the gods, racism. Take its natural form in people and try to take us back spiritually to slavery. Now, I want to say one more thing. The love of money. You got to love it now. You got to love it. You got to love it to betray your wife. You got to love it to curse out your mama. You got to love it to expose your children to certain degrees of abuse. You got to love money if that's your payment for what you're doing. So if you look back on everything that's happening with the ones that are doing it, CK as well, Kim, the Kardashians, I'm talking about that other Kim Zolciak, and then Kim, the Kardashians. What do they get from this? What do they get from taking Black men and destroying them and literally stripping them of their wealth? And what do they get? Money. It's all about the Benjamins, the love of money. Everything that's being done to our people, there's a dollar behind it. Nothing has been done for free. There's a dollar behind it. So I, in conclusion, would like to say that that if we Black people are so pro-Black and so pro-women, we got to look at Tisha in a different light. Yes, we despise how she carrying herself and how she's acting, but why is she doing it? Why is she doing this? And who's condoning it? She's on a show, but her husband, the man who's supposed to be one with you, is now dividing you spiritually, mentally, physically. He talks to her any kind of way. He does anything to her to make her look bad. Why? For money. The thing that we as a race of people had the hardest time getting is the thing that they use to make us do what we do. And we do it to one another. Now you can do the same thing to a white person, Black, male or female, and you got an issue. You got a problem. You a menace to society, but you can do it to your own, and we'll pay you to do it. So I'm saying that we got to have a better look as not just the ones that are being really done wrong today, like Melanie and Nene, and as far as Bethenny doing what she doing just for herself, maybe so. That's her motive, but that's not God's motive. He said, I take the foolish things and I'll confound the wise. I'll take one white woman, Holland, and make her free my people. So we got to be careful of the things that we rejecting, because some things are used for our good. He said, I cause everything to work together for your good. Your good. So I'm kind of like just sitting back watching how God operates these things, because he is in everything. He's omnipresent. He's in everything. Let's not get so heated up, so discouraged by what we see and hear, but let's have faith in the fact that God is working. When the people of Israel came out of Israel, there were many that said, we need to go back. Well, he got us out here. We at least over there, they gave us a meal. And we got a lot of Black people saying she need to be quiet. She shouldn't talk like that. Tabernacle didn't have to get on his knees. He should have played football, made his money, but he wasn't in love with money. It's where your heart is. God say people judge the outer appearance, but I judge the heart. It's the heart of a man that God is looking at. Where is our heart as we stand for Melanie and then not stand for Kimmy, who's been abused just as well?
Well, that's a different story right there.
He's been abused just as well, even if it's by a black man who's under the authority of a black man, who's under the authority of a white man. Come on now. We got to look further than the individuals and what they're doing, and we got to fight. What that song back in the 70s or 80s? Fight the power that be. What power is it? The power of racism. That's what we got to fight. Not each other. Not the woman on the show who lie, cheat, steal, manipulate, backstab, steal somebody's husband. She ain't that. She ain't all that. She ain't all that. That's been going on for years, but there's a power behind her. And if we want our people free, we're going to have to fight the right power, the right way. Prayer and fasting. And that's my word for today.
Will we?
Amen.
So y'all just gonna take us to church a whole day early, huh? I mean, we know church can go on at any time, any moment. But when I tell you, this has been an impromptu, powerful live. Let me say this, Justice, real quick, just to a couple of your points, and then we're gonna get to Gigi, and we out of here. When it comes to us wanting to fight for Tisha, fight for Kimmy, they also need to fight as well. You know, a lot of us came out here. I spoke about it. I was disgusted with what Marie said just recently. And we've been peeping game. We see what's been going on. We can recognize how their men, husbands treat them. And we talked about that as well. But we can't, my opinion, can't be more upset than them.
That's right.
That's my point when it comes to them. I do believe that there is a higher power or image or something that's in play. You call it the gods of this earth, all of that when it comes to everything that we are witnessing, not just when it comes to reality TV, just on a daily basis, period. And yeah, we got to continue to fight. We got to continue to speak out about it. All of that. Like you said, God is working and will always be working, and people have to be receptive of that. That goes to anybody. For the love of money, we've seen it from the beginning, and unfortunately, we'll see it until our end. People will choose money over what's right. They've done it, will continue to do it. Just like I mentioned earlier, if all of the black athletes stood with Kaepernick when he was trying to fight his fight, we would have saw change, in my opinion. They didn't, in my opinion, for the money, for their contracts, for them wanting to feed their family. So great points, Justice. As you said, we must just continue to have faith. That's in everything. And I think we should also have faith in this fight, even though somebody of another race is what really got us talking today. It is what Nene has spoken about. And we do need to be there for Nene and anybody else. So let me read Bravo Addictions comment real quick. Bravo said, my mama said demons walk the earth. She is the most God-fearing human being I have ever known. I stand for Mel. The rest should seek God. I can pray for them. Well, I ain't gonna say we. I'll say me. I'll stand for them too if they stop their ways. As far as the others, if they stop their ways, the sneakiness, the things that we've witnessed on Love and Marriage Huntsville, then absolutely. But I can't support Tisha when Tisha has allowed her husband to talk down upon, for instance, Mel. So talking down on Destiny. We didn't see Marceau talking down on Kimmy. So this is why a lot of us stand for Mel. You know what I mean? Like Bravo Addiction said, we can pray for him. But if they were to change their ways, if they were to do exactly what I just told Justice, if they want that help and they come out here and they start speaking up, look, Martell, that's wrong. What you did was wrong. Look, Martell, you shouldn't have said that. Look, Martell, that revenge P this. When they do that, I think they'll get a different difference.
Perception. May I interject one thing?
Quickly, because I gotta go.
Okay, okay. And I hear you and I understand, and I have been feeling the exact same way. But then I had to go back and look at my life and say, now, what if God would have said, if she say, I'm a sinner, if she say, I know that was wrong. But back then I didn't know. I thought I was right. We were blinded. The Bible say he fools the very elect if he can. I'm not saying support her with your finances or anything like that. I'm just saying that we have to look at it.
They know.
That's all.
They know. They know. They know. Now, we can all go back. We can, and this will turn into another hour. So I'm not.
Yeah.
We can all go back and look at things that we may have done or said or all of that. But
Yeah.
it starts with accountability. It starts acknowledging. You acknowledge what you did wrong and hopefully taking the steps to not do that going forward.
Yeah, I understand.
Things in my past that I don't do or say. So until, because we talking about this reality show.
Yeah.
Until we see them acknowledged, then hey, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But you're right. We all are under God. We all want forgiveness. We all are sinners in our own ways and all of that. We talk about this reality show and what we see. And get that from me right now. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. It's just that I found myself getting a hard heart for these people who are so mean and hateful.
Oh no.
I didn't want to get that. I didn't want to do that. I want to be, I know you're wrong. I see you wrong and you not taking accountability, but I'm still going to pray for you and ask God to help you.
Understood. And yeah, don't get a hard heart because mine's not hard.
No.
But my mouth not gonna be hard and quiet. Okay.
That's right.
About it. We can talk about it. That's what we see. You know? Great points, Justice. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're welcome. This has been awesome, guys. Let me say this. We will not have final thoughts today. We are over 3 hours. And like I said, I got members only later and need to make a run. But this has been awesome. I thank you all in the chat. You guys made my little heart smile over here because we started off against UK and now I see everybody chatting back and forth with UK, and that's what I mean when we just be respectful in our opinions, then it could turn around right in front of our eyes. So I got people adding UK saying UK you right or this or that. So look at God. Okay. Look at God. But all right. Let's go, Gigi. Gigi taking us home.
Hey, everybody. LaDawn, I want you to stay awake tonight, okay?
Yes, LaDawn.
Okay, LaDawn, I will need you to stay awake, girl.
I'm gonna take me a nap right after this live.
Thank you, ma'am. Okay. I wanna throw this a little different at Nene because this is of something that happened to me, and I'm gonna be real fast. But I worked for a major corporation, okay, and they took something with the payroll and took half of us and did one thing, took the other half and did something else, which affected not only our money, our retirement, everything. And I went to the ones that were affected, went around to all of them, and I'm like, y'all gonna stand for this? Come on, y'all, let's do something. No, girl. Well, yeah, it ain't right, but all right. And I'm like, this is like, what are y'all gonna do? Totally frustrated. Single mother with 2 kids. Here I am, can't quit my job, but this is so wrong. It wasn't until another person from another race got behind me and said it wasn't right, and she wasn't affected at all. Period. Stood on solid ground, but she stood with me to make a change. Now I'm gonna say this, and just from my observation, and Nene does have a big ego, but I tell you, when I worked for this major corporation, I got to meet a lot of people, and she was one of them. She was one of the nicest, most humble ones that I met. I can talk about some of those other ones, some of them on that show, where I'm like, "Psh, whatever. If I see them in the street and they say hello, I turn my nose up and keep walking, because you're no better than I am. Because that's your attitude outside of that show. And I've interacted with you before, so I know what I'm talking about. Her ego off of that show,
Hello?
she was one of the nicest ones. She and Greg.
Hello?
Okay. I'll say this.
Okay.
I think what she did was she went to these
thank
other
you.
people and got together with them, and they were all supposed to go stand together. And when it was time to go stand, they didn't stand with her. And that's why they ended up with other TV shows and spin-offs and specials and all this other kind of stuff, because they fell into what Miss Justice was just saying, that money. And that's why she's so angry. That's my opinion. I'm going to go with that. But that's how I saw it from the beginning, that they were all supposed to stand on that. And when she went, they didn't stand behind her. They got other things and money and spin-offs and shows and perks. And we're going to make you the star. And we're going to bring you back. And just watch how it played out. Watch how it played out. And that's why she was so angry. That's why she was so angry.
Yeah.
And yeah, she does have a big ego. Don't get me wrong. But she was one of the nicest ones that I've ever encountered when I met her outside of that. And that's all I want to say. A lot of people will stand with you when you're trying to get them to do what's right, even when they know it's right. And then when it comes time to stand in that fire, they will let you burn alone.
By yourself.
By yourself. And that's what I see that they did to her. And I don't blame her for being angry.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Gigi. Look, you guys got me over here ready to shout, okay? All of this wisdom and knowledge. And you're right. I do believe that most definitely could have been the case. When it's quiet, people stand with you behind the scenes. Yeah, girl, you should do this. Yeah, girl, you should do that. But when you get out there and you are suffering the consequences of the public talking about it and all of that, then they let you burn alone. Exactly what you just said. I think that interview with Carlos King that Nene did has put her back out there as far as her fight and plight. And hopefully we will see better things when it comes to Nene going forward. Hopefully these doors will start back to open, because she was blackballed. Period. Point blank. She was blackballed for speaking up, for suing. And I just hope that, she gets her just due. This live, guys, has been absolutely amazing. Show style and spirit. Thank you so much for joining me. I did highlight a couple comments, and after this, we definitely have to go. Let me read. Let's see. Okay, let me read a couple comments, and then we out of here, guys. I'm gonna say some quick goodbyes at the end. Soul Star Music Lover said that she feels like the Kardashians are true to life. Get Out. You guys remember the movie Get Out? They all wanted something from the black man and used them as studs. Facts,
Indeed.
facts. Kanye could have been the main character in Get Out, because we see, the last thing that Kanye needed at that time when he lost his mom were the Kardashians, and they did not get him or just care for him like his black folks would. That's my opinion. A black aunt, a black grandma, somebody that can nurture you when you're going through losing your mom. And they didn't do that. So great points. Blue Paul said Lisa Vanderpump did steal real estate from Nene. I'm not sure if it was real estate. Maybe it was, but I do know that. What is the name of Lisa Vanderpump's pumps? No. What is the name of her little bar and all of that? Nene spoke about that as well. Nene had moved to California. If you guys remember, she was looking at a spot. I thought maybe Lisa Vanderpump stole her idea, but now that you say it, I do think it was the real estate. She was looking at that it was on geez, don't let me start trying to think of the street. But I think you are right. I think Nene was looking to buy that or rent that or lease that same exact and you guys Vanderpump Rules, that's the name of the bar as well, or Bad Apple. Okay. And then her show is the same thing. Yep, that is absolutely right. Let me read Stella. No one hates Nene. Nene loved Andy and Bravo until she was no longer their favorite. I agree with her claims of abuse and discrimination. Good point. Blue Paul again. In the early years, Nene did PR nonstop for Bravo. They didn't pay her for that. The head of the network made disparaging remarks because of her blonde wigs. D-Truth said, I was sitting and listening, and I must say, the knowledge and wisdom on this live is amazing. I am old, but all of you young women make me so proud. Continue to speak the truth. Thank you, D-Truth. Thank you for joining me. Austin Alexander put also, we're not God. We don't have his perfection. We can't do like him. What would Jesus do? What would God do? All of the above. Great point. And then I'm going to read two more comments from Show Styles and Spirit. Show Styles and Spirit said, as far as Nene goes, I wish we could speak freely on our jobs, but you have to look like Bethenny Frankel to be that free. And even then, women don't have it 100% like that. Totally agree. Totally agree. Yes. And lastly, Show Style and Spirit said, I had a feeling that the writer's strike would inspire reality TV stars to speak up for themselves. I think this is a good thing. It's definitely a good thing. It's definitely a good thing. And yeah, maybe that strike did play a part in that. Now, will the reality stars strike? That's a different conversation. But as far as change, as far as this revenge P, as far as all of that discrimination and all of that, this is a good thing that is happening. So it's unfortunate that the clear person had to step up and be the lead, the head, and step over the Black person, Nene. But change is change, and let's hope for that. So again, guys, thank you so much. This has been great. Thank you to my panel, Braylon, True Wisdom, LaDawn, Hannah Grace, Good Bad Apple, Cinnamon Swirl, L'Oreal, Aunt Debbie, Maritha, Gigi, Blessy, and Justice. Thank you guys so much for joining me. To my members, I will see you guys. I may have to push that live an hour out, 12:45. We'll see. But we still going live tonight. So to the Cutie crew, thank you guys for representing in the chat. To the chat itself, thank you guys for keeping it respectful. Thank you to everyone. Again, we saw change right in this live with UK Frostbite.
Yes, we did.
Won't he do it? Won't he do it?
Yes, we did.
You know he will.
Won't he do it?
Yes,
That's what happens over here in our house, right, Cutie?
That's right. That's what happens over here, baby. As long
Yes, won't he do it?
You know it.
We got love over here.
Yes, I do love y'all.
Yes.
Yeah.
Love you,
Now,
Jay.
don't go and rest if you fall asleep later. Put spoon.
LaDawn, don't mute that mic tonight, because if you falling asleep, I'm screaming in your ear. Go get
Well, God better not go to sleep tonight. I'm about tired of her going to sleep. All right.
I really used my day off today, so I am taking a nap.
All right. And don't
see y'all later.
Debbie, I love you. Debbie, I want to come to your house and just sit and laugh for about 5 or 6 hours.
Maritha, Blessy, LaDawn, Justice, everybody, when I tell you have dropped so much knowledge today, we love it. LaDon, don't puff before the live either, because I think that's why
No, I had to change. Yeah, I did have to switch up. That batch was a downer. I switched up.
Oh my God.
We'll see. All right, guys, I'm out of here. I'm gonna say goodbye to the chat to a couple people.
Yes, later. See you guys later. Love you all.
Love you, love you. See you later. Bye-bye.
Bye. See y'all later. All right, chat. Thank you so much. Show, style, and spirit. I adore you too. I absolutely love your voice. All of the above. True wisdom live with substance. Now, who y'all calling Esther Roll, child? What's going on with Esther Roll? Oh, Lord. Okay. Let me see. Crystal Amos Facts. I agree she will go down for opening the gates. If successful, other will take credit and benefit off her struggle. Okay. So, Show Style and Spirit put the lady from Good Times. She threatened to quit if the writers didn't give JJ more direction in his life. What's the actress name? Yes, that was Esther Rowe. Can we threaten something if Martell don't get some direction? You know, we just want change. We want real change. We want all this mess to stop. We don't want this revenge P to be swept up under the rug. Thank goodness some of us did not stop talking about it, because guess what? This big lawsuit that's out now, that's a part of it too. Yes, it is. Elizabeth. All right. I can't even say goodbye, y'all. I gotta go. I gotta go do some shopping real quick again. Did shopping yesterday, but I do have to run to the Cutie crew. I will see you guys later. Good afternoon. Great point, Justice. We're gonna end this on justice. Keep your enemies close, but God closer. Great. Titi, I ain't trying to do that, child. Ooh, child. This one is 3 hours and 15 minutes. We try, Titi. We try. I'm blaming all of us. We try to get out of here in an hour or two or 3 or 4. All right, good night. Well, good afternoon. I'm used to saying good night because it be midnight, 11 p.m. normally. But all right, guys, to the Cutie crew, I'll see you guys later. We will go live. Who said that? Somebody. I think it was Bad Apple. Bad Apple. I wrote down something that we want to go live about. I'll find it. Don't be laughing, Titi and daughter Israel. I'm through with y'all. All right. Goodbye. Goodbye, Mary Kelly. See y'all later. Cutie crew. Thank you again to the mods. I'm sorry before I go. Pink Diva had to leave for a meeting. We had Blessy. We had Maritha. We had Aunt Debbie. I don't know if I saw Tyra. Tyra may be at work. And Miss J. Haven't seen Miss J. I'm going to have to reach out on Instagram. But thank you, mods. All right. And Beautiful that started this live with us got kicked out of here. Go ahead on, Beautiful. Maybe we'll see you on somebody else's channel, child. But it won't be this one. All right, bye, Cricket. Bye, Elizabeth.